3, 2, 1, go. Alright, hi everybody. Welcome to the very first time we've started running Cat Quest 2 100% tonight. There have been no other attempts before this point in time. So, like I was saying, this is Cat Quest 2 100%. We are going to be picking up every item, at least one. We are going to be completing every dungeon. We are going to be completing every side quest. So the first thing we're going to do is de-aggro that one hedgehog on the left, because we don't want him around just yet, and beat up this guy close to the spell rock, so that as soon as we're done, we can pick up our first two spells, Flame Purr and Freeze Paw. That's going to spawn some guys back here, and we're going to try to make sure we get as many of them in the AoE as possible. That was actually pretty not great, but that's fine. So we're going to get this chest and move on with ourselves. If you notice in my splits, there's some of them have C's, some of them have X's. There's going to be some with H's later. That's telling me if I need to just get all the chests, if I need to kill everything, or if there's something hidden in that area in order to clear it. So in this area, there's just a C. It means I just need to grab all the chests. Don't need to worry about killing everything. So we're just going to get these two final chests. Away we go. There's our dungeon complete. And we're moving on to our first waypoint. A note about text mashing in this game, because your A button has a little bit of like, the inputs can't come out as fast as you mash. So what we need to do actually is we want to start mashing as soon as the text box appears, but before the text shows up. And you'll hear those little like dots as it comes up. If you only hear one dot, that's what we want. We want basically the text being immediately forced through with no time spent drawing it, so to speak. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, which is the same thing as in any percent, is we're going to go all the way to the Forsaken Ruins, and we're going to steal some loot, some high-ish level equipment. And we're going to do that by luring enemies away, despawning them, and then going to take the chests that are nearby. Here, we're going to get real far away from that guy. There we go. And in order to progress this, we want to have two items of the same kind. So we want a double here, basically. So we need to kind of do a little shoop-de-whoop here, and then go real fast. Open this up. Please give me the same kind. It is beautiful. Alright, so this run can exist, and if I die anywhere else in the run, I'm completely fine with that. Nice. Love it. Okay. So, we're going to quickly go and equip our cat with this loot, and we are going to remove Freeze Paw from the dog and put that on the cat as well. We're going to grab some money that's hidden in the bushes, and then leave. We do not want to be in super high level territory anymore. We have one more piece of early game any percent farming that we're going to do, which is coming here to the Saxon Ruins. And the Saxon Ruins, all the ruins actually are these wave-based battles. So this is a level 10 area, but just because we got all this loot, we're actually like super chunked up with our magic. So we've got close to 100 magic right at the start of the game. So we're going to be able to kill a lot of these things very, very, very quickly. And that is good. Notably, this armor also gives us armor, which not all items do. But that's going to let us be able to like tank some hits a little better than normal. Alright, so we're going to pick up this Ranger Axe. Ranger Axe increases our roll distance, so we can actually roll faster than normal, which gives us increased movement speed, movement distance, all that nice stuff. Okay. So, we can still die here, because stuff can still hit us pretty hard despite our armor. But we're in the first cave, and this is the first RNG point that I have not incorporated as a requirement into my runs yet. It's basically... Hold on, let me not die. Okay. So, at the end of this, there's going to be a chest we're going to open up. It has a chance to give us the ranger, a ranger set item, as opposed to something else. If we get the ranger vest, we will have crazy time save. So let's see what we can do here. We're gonna try to get all these guys to come together. We can hit them with our nice AoE. The way mana works in this game is when you hit, you get a mana back. There's our boss chest. Ranger vest. Okay. Actually, no. Ranger cap was actually what we wanted. I lied that whole time. This is super good RNG. Alright, so that's dungeon complete. And away we go. Okay, so now that we have the ranger cap, we're actually going to remove this from the cat, and we're going to go put it on the dog. So now he's going to have 2 ranger pieces, and we're going to be moving really super fast. So this is solid run. I'm very happy that we're doing this right now. Good. I know you can't see it on my face. Can't see my face, but we have good RNG. Alright, okay, so we're back on the main storyline plot where we're trying to go find Kit Kat, who is our blacksmith compatriot, and she's inside this cave. So there she is right there. She wants us to just go get some ore, because she needs it. But meanwhile we're doing this, we need to... Okay. Grab all this, because we have to. Gonna grab that, because we have to. And as you can see on our splits, it's just a C, so we don't need to kill everything here. But most of the stuff is just in the way. So we're going to kill it anyway. And it's just easier that way. What we will miss, though, is... there's one enemy that we're going to try to skip, but it's usually better to just hit on this guy here. So he'll just kill himself. Sometimes you can lure him away before he dies, but whatever. We have our Cat Venturer vest. We finished our quest, and we're going to head on out. Kit Kat's going to tell her to meet us at her house. Our cat is in love, and away we go. Come on. Yeah, I split here for that one. But I guess this is all auto-split stuff, so my splits are going to get completely mashed in the future. Okay, so we come in, we get formally introduced to her. She says, hey, check out upgrading. And we're like, nope, we're just going to walk close enough to her to trigger that, the acceptance of, hey, we have considered maybe upgrading our stuff. And then we leave. So now we're coming over yonder to talk to the mages. And the mages are also aware of our storyline. And BT Dubs, the storyline is basically this. There were 2 kings, a dog king and a cat king. And a big evil force showed up, and they fell to its corruption, and a prophecy says that 2 kings will one day come back. And we are those prophesized 2 kings. We're going to upgrade Freeze Paw once and Flame Her 3 times. And that basically spends all our money, and away we're going to go. So this is a low-level quest. This is where you're supposed to be in the storyline right now. We get taught about how magic wands work, and we're going to come out and fight these. So again, we're trying to make sure we are timing our mashing as much as possible. So whenever you see text immediately appear and disappear, without it, like, being spelled out, that's good. Celebrate for me. Alright. Away we go. So you can see these caves with the question marks. Those are things we need to do. But right now, we're going to actually advance the main quest and come back to them later. A lot of quests force you to actually go inside of these caves. And so 2 really great routers for Cat Quest 2, Kura and Lugo, put together this giant spaghetti route that weaves everything together in a nice flowing fashion. So shout outs to them right off the bat for doing that. And that's the route I'm going to be following. For the most part, I have made some of my own changes. But I'll let you know when we get to those. So right now, we went to go take back our castle from Lioner. This evil king. who took over the Cat Kingdom. But he lures us into a trap and sicks his little jester boys on us, and then tries to kill us. So we can't actually hurt him here. There's no way to do any sort of damage, so we're just gonna run around. And eventually he's gonna say, haha, suckers, I'm gonna leave you on this island stranded forever. We're okay with that. Now we need to find a way back to the mainland, but first we're gonna grab Heal Paw, which gives us some mana. It's a spell. I'm not even going to equip it. That's how much I don't like Heal Paw. It does pretty much nothing. And we are now into the King Sigil. This is just a little intermediary area, but it needs to be cleared because this is 100%. So we're going to roll on over here. This is a good time to mention, some chests in this game have set drops, and some chests in this game have random drops. So the two items in this cave, for example, are set. You're going to get an axe, and you're going to get that healing wand all the time. Now, most chests are in dungeons, which means we're going to need to get them all anyway. So even though they're random drops, it doesn't matter. And there is one of every drop somewhere in the game. Alright, so this was our first boss, so to speak, but because we have this buffed up armor, he goes down quite quickly as soon as his shield goes down. We get the King Sigil, which tells us about the King's Blade, a blade that can defeat any foe. And we're going to take that and depart. Now we've arrived back at the mainland, and Kiri shows up and is kind of shocked that we weren't even able to scratch Lionel. But now knowing that we found out about the King's Blade, she's like, okay, let's go talk to Kit Kat to find out more about that. However, this is 100%, so we're going to go on a detour. Detour number 1 is here. We do not need to kill anything here. But because we can one-shot everything and de-aggroing them would take longer, we're just gonna do that. So we want to bunch all these guys up and just pop them once. And now we are going to get Furry Shield. So Furry Shield, we are going to give to the dog. And I guess for the cat right now, we can just give him something. He has something better. Dungeon complete. And away we go. So Furry Shield is, it increases our defense, so it makes stuff do less damage to us. But notably, there's going to be some laser traps. They shoot these little balls in other dungeons. And the Furry Shield makes those do 1 instead of a percentage of our maximum health. As you can expect, as we get further in this 100% run, we're going to have, you know, a nice chunk of maximum health, and percentage hits are not good. Alright, so we're going to get ambushed here, and we're just going to use 1 Ice Blast to burn through that. And escort her over to here. So she basically says, hey, if you want me to help you reforge the King's Blade, you're going to have to beat me up first. Prove to me that you are worthy. That's what we're going to do. Chat, if you can hear me and you can see everything just fine, just let me know. Just say something so I can confirm that everything is working nicely. So these 2 chests, we do not need to pick them up. This is a quest area. Those 2 chests are fixed with their contents, and there's no dungeon complete for this because there's no way we can come back here. Alright, so Kit gives us the key to King Leonardo's ruins, where we're going to find our first shard of the King's Blade. I'm just going to... Oh, did we grab this already? We did grab this already. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so now we're going to do some more side quests. This is the meat quest. This is basically a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde quest. So look at the eyes on this cat. Got like round glasses. So she sends us on a quest now to go get some bat parts. That's where we're going. Over here to get these bat parts. And we show up, and the peasants eventually tell us that the antidote that the one side is trying to make is actually the problem. So she's making the antidote for something, for her own problem, essentially. We're going to let these fox people kill themselves on the spikes, and then we're going to kill these bats over here. That's our bat meat. We leveled up. That's pretty nice. It was unfortunate that it happened at the same time. If you get an alert on the same time that a text box comes up, it will hold the text box until the alert times out. Kind of awkward. Okay. So I believe this is the second spot where you could get a ranger cap. So if we didn't get it in that first one, this is the second time that you could randomly acquire it. Alright, so we come back, look at the glasses. That sound, I love it. So this is the Dr. Hyde version. She goes away, comes back, not knowing what just happened. And she's going to basically go tell us to find all the people who've been afflicted with this meat disease that are all chanting meat, 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 meat. Give them the antidote. We're going to go find them, and they're going to be scared. We're going to have to use our dog scent, which is what those white lines on the ground are, to go find them all. So it's like branches out, and they're like, which way did they go? This way. A couple of them are angry or affected. They're trying to resist the meat. And then we come up here, finally found them all. They're happy to see us with an antidote, but then Hyde shows up, tosses the meat essence on them, and they turn into monsters. We're gonna have to beat them up. Now, the two firefoxes here, they're resistant to fire, so we want to kill them with ice. So, oops. Forgot to switch to the cat. That's my bad. Okay. We had a lot of armor. Like 5 times armor. Okay. So, that's part 2 of the meat quest, and we're going to get the Ranger vest. So now we actually have the entire ranger set for our dog. So, oops, dog for our dog. So he's going to be rolling like super fast for the rest of the game, and that is awesome. And now we're going to continue with the main quest and go get the first shard of the King's Blade. So there are secrets here that we have to make sure we get. But like, look how fast we're rolling now. Every like 3 rolls, our partner needs to essentially catch up to us. I'm going to do a little bit of a thing here where I'm going to put this on our cat right now. Cause that's going to give us some extra XP. I'm going to take advantage of that. Oops. Where are we in our XP route? Not even close. That's fine. Alright, so here we're going to get our actual intended weapon for the cat, this Ninja Katana. Ninja Katana just has a 20% crit rate, or plus 20% crit chance. And so that's going to be really good on our cat. And that's dungeon complete. Now we just need to finish and get out of here. So this dragon is resistant to fire. And so are all his little buddies. So we want to be spamming the ice move here. And not the fire move. Our armor plus the bubble here just helps us tank through all his shots. For the majority of the opening parts of the game, we are strong enough that we can just breeze through everything. So we get the first shard. We get power rolling that lets us do some damage when we roll. Yeah, we're all like glowy now. Alright, so because of my little detour, that didn't go as good as it could have been. But we're out. We have the first shard. And now we're going to continue to do some detours. Storyline-wise, we were being spied on by Lioner's Jester, so he knows that we have the first shard. And now we're going to do some more 100%ing, but even in the any percent route, we would come here. Okay, so in the any percent route, this room is where you would have your only chance of getting the Ranger Vest. In that skull chest on the right. Because we come here naturally in the any percent route to pick up Berserk, which is the spell up at the top there. So if we get a Ranger stuff here, then our run is a million blessed. Ranger Axe, that's actually, if we're going to get a Ranger thing, that's probably the best one for us to get. Then we're going to pick up Berserk. Berserk is just a flat melee damage buff. Rolling so fast, I'm going past all these places. Okay. So that spell we pick up even in the any percent run because it's just that good. We're going to TP to South Pot, and now we're going to do some more 100%. So this is a story about a dog who is in disguise as a cat, who transforms all the cats into dogs, and then tries to make a spell to get them sent away. Very convoluted. So this is us being fooled by his disguise and going to help make a barrier spell that is secretly a tracking spell. Speed strats here, we're just trying to make sure our combat is as efficient as possible. It is early in the game, so we can one-shot a lot of things pretty easily. So we just got to make sure to lure them into a nice position and hit them all with our Flame Purr. So this is one of the cats that has been transformed into a dog. And he's trying to communicate with us, but he's saying woof woof bow woo, but our dog speaks dog, and that's not words. So he's very confused. So this mage says he's going to need some cat fur balls for the recipe. So we're going to go for some dog fur balls, sorry. So we get here, and there's a suspicious abundance of dog fur in this cat village. And then he goes and makes a spell for us. Immediately comes right back, gives us the spell, and lets us know that he thinks, hey, I think this is a tracking spell and not a barrier spell. So this is where the head town cat kind of gives up the game a little bit, but we're still believing he is sincere. That is until we find this note. So this note is asking for help in dog. Well, it says woof woof bark and then spells out please help. Tells us to follow the notes, so we're going to go follow the notes, and that is going to lead us to the Capital Cave, where someone shouts at us for help. Oh, we did de-aggro him. Okay. So, in this cave, we find out that the cats who've been forcibly turned into dogs, the spell doesn't work in darkness. So they're able to talk to us normally, and they kind of explain to us what I explained to you at the start of this quest. And speed-wise, we're just going to basically be trying to kill the enemies as fast as possible, get the chests, talk to the NPCs, skip the chat, or skip the text as accurately as possible, and then we go. A note about the skull chest is even if you've killed all the enemies, they won't unlock if you have an active quest in the dungeon. So even if you just need to like talk to an NPC, the skull chest won't unlock until you finish the quest. So we come out, we're going to confront the head town cat, and he basically admits that he was a bad guy, but realized that cats and dogs are actually pretty, cats are chill. So he doesn't want to be a bad guy anymore. So he asks us to meet with him later. And we're going to meet with him like so much later. But right now we're going to play rock, paper, scissors. So in chat, I'd like you to type for me rock, paper, or scissors. We're going to space in best 2 out of 3. Here we go. Rock, paper, scissors. I'm going paper. You guys didn't type anything too slow. But we won. That's good. Okay, rock, paper, scissors. Paper. Yes, we won again. Oh, we're so good at this game. Okay, one more time, chat. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors. Paper. Okay, look at that. 3 in a row. We are the new rock, paper, scissors champion. Man, you guys are so good. Thank you for your participation. Anyway, there's no way to lose that. That is just pick whatever is right in front of you. So we're going back on the main quest now, where we show Kit the King Shard we got, and she tells us that she actually was one of the ones that made the King's Blade alongside Hoto Doggo. So if we want the King's Blade to be reforged, we're going to need to go to the Dog Kingdom, talk to Hoto Doggo. So we have a little escort quest here. We can roll way faster than she can move. So we're just going to basically make sure we're at her checkpoints before her so she keeps moving. And you can see all this stuff that we're walking by that we are going to eventually come back to. Whee! The last checkpoint, and we're going to stand close to this door so that the text shows up and she talks to us about going through this underwater bridge, but we're pretty much right in front of the door activation. So as soon as she finishes, we can just walk in. Alright, so this is the first bridge to the Dog Kingdom, but we get ambushed by Lionel halfway through. Now, Lionel is still invincible, and we're going to eventually need to lure him to the left-hand side here, but we need to kill his little duders first. So we're going to come over here and lure them down a little bit. If we go far enough away, our AI will snap to us. This is not good. So come over here. Ugh. Okay, so we're getting some bad RNG with the jesters here. Sometimes they'll stay together and they'll roll like towards this area, but they didn't. They kind of went where they wanted. Ideally, you want to basically kill the jesters and be over here long before Liner could actually walk that far. Storyline-wise, Kit Kat ends up using some red lines that don't get explained in any way, shape, or form to trap Liner, and then we escape because we still can't hurt him. She points us to Hoto Doggo, and then away we go. Shock K Paddle S. Howdy. Welcome to Cat Quest 2. Oops, that's the quest. So we're going to grab this waypoint here, and we're going to come right back out. We're not going anywhere fancy. And we're going to hook around this mountain and go despawn that guy and come to the Saxon Ruins. This is another wave-based arena. So this fire attack does damage over time. So whenever possible, we want to try to actually let the damage tick. It does a quarter of its full damage every time it ticks. Fortunately, this guy didn't get invited to the party. So final wave here. And it's really good that we have our Force Woofer, or not our Force Woofer, Furry Shield, that's what it's called, for this, because there are those little laser obstacles that are shooting, those blue balls, and with Furry Shield up, we actually take only 1 damage from them, instead of a lot of damage from them. Thing complete, we get whatever's in here. Old Master Head. That's fine, we're not going to wear it. Dungeon complete. And away we go. So, now we made Barkthan Drake. Might be a reference to something. You may have heard of it before. So our cat is our cat is fine. We just leveled up. So while that skull appears, we are actually going to walk over here and pick up Lightning. Which is another spell, but we're not going to use it. And then we're going to talk to this skull. This skull is Pandora. She and her friend discovered a treasure chest a long time ago that taught language and magic and all sorts of fun stuff to cats. and dogs. But they were then betrayed, and all sorts of bad stuff happened. So we're going to learn all about that right now. So first things first, we're going to go get Pandora's arms. And we're going to... She asks if we know anyone who might be able to help, so we bring her back to Barkthan Drake here. And gives us Fire Mage hat, and that's fine. And we're going to now follow Pandora to the place where it all happened, where her body is, which is right in here. So this is one of those areas where the text pops up at the same time as the title card for the cave, so we can't skip it. This is a cute game, never ever heard of it. It is a super cool game, kind of like a fun action RPG type thing. I heavily recommend checking it out. It's only like 12 bucks, but it's like 17 hours for... That was co-op playthrough. It's got local couch co-op. You see you got the cat, the dog here. It's really good. Going from Doom to this is night and day, yes. Okay, so we're checking out this circle to try to get Pandora's body back. But we find one of these guys. These guys only take damage from traps, and getting them killed is really annoying. Especially this guy. Are you kidding me here? Oh, he's die. There you go. Okay. So now we're going to go through a couple waves of Pandora's body deciding to attack us and us having to beat it up to get it under control. Not much to say here. We're just going to try to mash through attacks and flame hers as fast as possible. Are you speedrunning Doom? Shock paddle? Or just playing Doom? Not sure. I haven't seen you around, so I'm not sure who you are. Just finished the campaign. Ooh. For Eternal. I'm assuming. Not just really late to the party on Doom, the other one. Unsure how you end up following me. I did the No Glitches Allowed marathon. Maybe that. GFA, games finish adequately in Toronto. Miscellaneous speedrunning discords. Welcome, regardless. We're actually putting together an auto splitter for this game right now. So while I'm doing this run, we have a logger in the background that is going to be tracking all the different data inputs and when I get an item and when stuff happens, so that we can make really, really nice and accurate auto splitters. Alright, so eventually we get Pandora put all back together, and she shows us where the chest is that they dug up, and it just so happens that there was this evil guy named Apeth inside. And Apeth likes to cast ice magic, which sucks, because when we get hit with ice magic, our attack is slowed, and when our attack is slowed, we gain mana back slower, and when we gain mana back slower, we cast spells slower. And that means our whole DPS takes a huge hit. So we beat him up, and we get the box, and we bring the box back to Mr. Nathan Drake over here. And he's going to go put it in a museum. Gives us some Wraith armor, and that is all she wrote here. Just got the stats to be affiliate. Congrats! I got affiliate before I was able to actually earn emote points, so I was like streaming pretty regularly for a bit, like with Mega Man Maker actually, and then I stopped. But when I was active, I couldn't get like extra emotes, so I've only got the one little emote slot. That makes me sad. But I just don't have really time to stream a whole lot anymore. This is just a for fun thing, because uploading a 3.5 hour 100% video to YouTube takes long. So just having it there already is nice. Anywho, just a quick note on the story. We're gonna de-aggro this guy. So storyline wise, we went to Hotodogo's shop and he wasn't there. He was out for getting supplies. Now unfortunately, come on. So now, unfortunately, when we try to go into the Dog Kingdom, they stop us at the door and say, "Hey, you're not allowed past." So that's not great. And we're forced to go find someone who's got dog biscuits. So in order to get dog biscuits, we need to do a favor for the dog biscuit salesman, because she wants to sell us them for $1 million, and obviously we don't have $1 million. So instead, we're gonna go retrieve this bone that I guess her friend had left in here. There's the bone. And we're also gonna pick up this wand. This wand we try to get in any percent. It actually comes in handy near the end of the game. But everything else, Bard Vest is not relevant, right? But that's dungeon complete. I put that up too late. Alright, so we bring the dog bone to her. She gives us dog biscuits. We bring the dog biscuits to the guards, and they get distracted and let us through. You're in Korea. So your time to stream is when America's asleep. Oh, were you here for the Amp Guard thing? Was that what you were here for? Yeah, I think that's where I saw you. You were here for the Paragon Boot Camp. Yeah, I've been meaning to put together like an actual like dedicated Amp Guard channel. But until then, we will stream that on my other channel. Cool. Have you considered? Do you speedrun then, or are you just playing on stream? So storyline wise, we found Hotodogo after running into some guards. So Hotodogo puts up this stupid wind barrier that stops us from attacking. It's really annoying. So speedrun wise, we're just trying to get in as much attacks and kill him in the minimum amount of cycles of that as possible. Okay, so we finished Hotodogo. He tells us, hey, meet me back at my hot dog shop, or whatever he has. He's the second blacksmith in the game, whereas Kit Kat upgrades your armor, he will upgrade our weapons. And that is what we are going to do right here. We're going to talk to him about the King Shard. And we are going to upgrade that Ninja Katana that we got earlier. So all the money we have, we are going to just dump into this Ninja Katana. Mash the left button. Okay, there we go. Weapon upgraded, and he sends us to the Wolfhauser Ruins to get the second shard. Now, we're not going to do that, because we're doing 100%. We're going to talk to this guy, and this is Amadeus Wolfgang. He needs us to sneak inside and find his secret informant, but he's going to give us a passcode first. Try to remember it. Alright, remember that for me. I'm going to need to quiz you on that in a moment. So we need to find the informant who's hiding behind one of these 3 rocks. Can you guess which one he's behind? If you guess the one with all the enemies, you're right. So these cactuses fucking suck. They run away, and they're a big pain in the ass, so it's actually really good. Oh, they're still here. Do we need to fight him? I don't think those guys are actually... Yeah, those aren't part of the quest. Cool. So we deliver the password. The informant comes out and gives us the forged passports, I think it is, to let Mr. Wolfgang get into the city. So you play mostly competitive games. Games get you excited. Cool. Well, if you're interested in speedrunning at all, definitely take a look at the Doom Eternal speedrunning. That run looks super cool. Okay, so we got another really important item for this run. We have the Bard Hat. What the Bard Hat does is it makes whoever's wearing it gain 1 more mana every time they hit someone. Now, normally when you hit someone, you gain 1 mana. So this is effectively doubled our mana restoration. And means we're going to be able to flame her way more often. Because in this game, I think Flame Per costs 3 mana. So if you think about it, normally we'd be able to do 1 Flame Per every 3 attacks. Or so. Maybe it costs 4. But with this, we can literally do double. Like, it's quick maths. We're going to get the entire Bard set from this quest. So in theory, we could get plus 3 mana on each hit. But the other armor that we're wearing and the weapon that we have is much more useful. So we're only going to wear the hat for now. So we escorted one of his cat friends from the border. And now we're going to go make a distraction so that we can get his cat friend inside. So this is all the rest of his musical troupe. And we're just going to pretend like we're fighting. And we just want to make sure that we're focusing on the ones with life, blowing them up as fast as possible. This draws the guard's attention, and then General Bullseye shows up. And there's a whole bunch of talking, and eventually he decides if we can beat up him, that he'll let us go for some reason. He's a strange individual. Alright, so General Bullseye starts with a shield up. So we're going to take that time to get our mana back, and then we're going to put up Berserk and just murder him. The way Berserk works is it gives both party members a buff to their melee damage output, but it costs a lot of mana, so I tend to prefer just spamming Flame Per. But now, especially that we have the Bard Hat, we can more reasonably cast Berserk because we can get our mana back faster. Now we're barking together. Oops, do not follow the arrow. Alright, so with that quest done, we're going to do another ruin. This is the Duodecim Ruins. It's nothing. We're going to fight 1 cactus, and then we're going to fight another 1 cactus, and then we're going to fight a bunch of cactuses. Okay, so here we want to blow up the AoE guys as quick as possible. And the ones that run away, we basically want to try to ignore if the dog wouldn't. The speed strat is you ignore them and try to AoE them when they come back, but that's where we're at. Oh, another ruin's done. We're going to get the Crimson Helm, which is cool, but we're not using it. And then we're going to continue rolling down the highway. Okay, so we're going to make our way now right past this waypoint, not even picking it up. And we're going to continue the main story. So we're going to try to get past Dog Barricade, which we do by going this way. Base tank that laser. Ignore this dungeon because we will be back here later. And here we are at the Wolfhauser Ruins. So now we get there and Kiri tells us that Wolfen is already inside. And I don't think I mentioned this, but Wolfen is the king of the Dog Kingdom, or the evil king that has usurped our throne apparently before we return. Gotta do this. I always have no mana when I get here, and it makes me so sad when I line them up perfectly and then they just don't have mana. Leveling up there is pretty cool because we get our mana back. Lets me be a little more reckless elsewhere. In the any percent run, this is where you have a chance of actually getting the Bard hat. Because you don't do that quest in any percent, that Amadeus Wolfgang quest. So there's a hidden chest here that has a chance, just like we had a chance to drop the ranger items, this chest has a chance to drop a bard item. And I feel like it drops it more often than not. So hey, this would have been a super lucky run if we were doing any percent. This is already a super lucky run because we got the ranger stuff. Anywho, we gotta loot everything anyway, so grab all that, roll around, and into this next area. This guy has a lot of life. I don't like him. So these fists attack quickly and are weak to magic. So it's easier just to like base tank them as we go, in my opinion. Alright. So our cat died here, because I wasn't paying attention. We're gonna try to avoid dying again. Okay. So death in this game works just like you saw. The one character will go down, and then there's a little circle that you can bring them back. It's... Hold on. I'm going to try to not die here. Actually, so stand by. We're gonna pick up the cat. The cat actually should be standing up while this animation is playing. Yeah, that worked out pretty good. Bring it to Stormbringer and not use it. And hopefully we're not gonna die in the Wolfen fight. I'm like thinking of stuff to talk about more than I'm actually playing the game. So let's focus. Get out of here. That's dungeon complete. We just gotta do the Wolfen fight. Okay. So Wolfen got here before us, and he's gonna fight us. He is basically all magic and super resistant to magic. Take that a little careful. Alright, so that's Wolfen dead. And when we kill Wolfen, unfortunately, the shard disappears and a messenger shows up and mocks us, saying this was all an illusion. Ha 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 ha. We're gonna kill him and we're gonna make our way out. Alright, that's our Wolfhauser trial. As we come out, we're completely surrounded by Wolfen, and Hotodoggo bails us out. And he tells us how Wolfen probably took the shard to his capital, the throne of Lupus, and we need to go get there. So we're gonna think of a plan. But in the meantime, we have a whole lot of stuff to do. So first things first, Hotto is going to talk to us about the Canine, his super secret service. And when we go out, there happens to be one right there. So we wanted to actually not get hit by that ice to kill him faster, but that was my bad. And now we're going to go look at the road to the Throne of Lupus. And unfortunately, there is all sorts of canine there. And though these can actually do a ton of damage to us, their magic is super strong. So Hado suggests that we go through the Barkara Desert, which is longer and safer. This is a speed run. What do you think we're doing? Yeah, so we're going to YOLO through this. Now, because we have the full Ranger set, and even if we only had 2, we can be miles away before any of their spells finish. We don't need to fight any of this. We're just going to zoom on through. And here we are. We are already at the Throne of Lupus. Now, we're not going to go in immediately. We're going to do a bunch of detours. Step 1, we're going to go into the Tomb of the Follower, which is a high-level area, level 55. We're 37. And we're going to despawn that dragon, and we're going to pick up this. This is Graveruff. It is a utility spell that creates like a black hole on the ground. And that is going to be super useful for us to use on the dog. Because the dog doesn't have any magic items, but Graveruff doesn't care about what your stats are. I forgot to split for that. Next, we're going to come down here to the Ultimate Stash. So the Ultimate Stash is another sort of high-level area. It's meant to be a puzzle, where you find these pieces of paper on the ground and it tells you where to go. Get this key, which opens something else somewhere else. But at the same time, there's also a big pile of loot right down here, guarded by some level 99 guards. Or level 90 guards. So we're going to aggro them all the way up here. And then we're going to use that Graveruff that we just got. Oh, that's really bad. The cat died. We can open all these? Yeah. Okay. So that wasn't terrible, but we're basically gonna get all the loot. Gonna get the loot. Alright. Please, geometry. Most of the geometry in this game is pretty lenient and lets you just move through it, but sometimes you just get caught and it's stupid. Alright, so the key we found there is actually gonna open up the hidden stash. And we have to do a fight, so I'm gonna save here. Because we're fighting a level 99 thing. I'd like to be at full health. Alright, so this guy. He can one-shot us. So we just need to be cognizant of when he is swinging. And it's actually good for him to be kind of in that little nook there. Ooh, I survived a hit. Interesting. Easy to get greedy, and it's also easy to, like, not see. It's easy to not see his attack bar when you're spamming Flame Purr and other stuff. You can see that the AI is actually pretty solid at dodging, but sometimes they'll get hit just stupidly. And it's entirely possible for him to hit you and the AI on the same turn, and then you just literally game over. And that sucks. Especially for these long or drawn-out fights. We had Skeleton King Crown, which is nice. There was a chance we could have gotten an additional Skeleton King armor, which would have made our stuff even stronger. We're taking a bit of a time loss there for the death, or for the little save that we did. And now we're going to start really kind of breaking what is intended for this game. So we're going to save here at the throne. And now we're going to go steal a spell from a level 99 boss that you were not supposed to steal a spell from. We're going to go all the way up here, through the Cactus Desert, through the cave to here. This is the Cactus Cave. This is the Mama Cactus. We want to lure all these cactusy folks down here. We're going to come up to this corner, which should de-aggro the mom, and we can steal this. Normally you can't interact with this spell. You can't interact with that spell if you are in combat. And there just happens to be a perfect corner pixel of the map where you can take that. Oh, I forgot him. Where you can pick it up and de-aggro the Cactus Queen. Oh, sorry for my weird talking. I'm trying to like focus at the same time, and I'm so bad at focusing and talking. So we go to Wolfen here, and this is his Zero Dimension headquarters, and we're gonna fight these guys. So we're gonna use Gravaruff here to pull him down. So we can get all his guys together. Because when they get low, they actually start running away. Like that. And this will help us keep them together. And that was really, really, really good Wolfen too. Just to put it in perspective, those lightning bolts could have one-shot us completely. Alright, so we got our second King Shard. We got Power Smash, which gives us better damage on our crits. And then we teleport away. Alright, so now we're going to go pick up our next waypoint, which is right here. And head back to Felongard, the Cat Kingdom. Alright, and now we're going to put some points into Celestial. Which is this new spell we just got. We're going to put all our money into it right now. And we're going to have to come back and put our money in other things later. But for now, we are going to be abusing Celestial. Alright, so this is a really early game quest, and this is basically a Harry Potter quest. That Grandpa Mage is Mumblepaw, I think. He's the Dumbledore. The other one is Minerva. And we're trying to find out how to get the invisibility cloak. Essentially. So the kids have asked us to go spy on the teachers for them. And when we come by, he's like, oh, we should put up some guards just in case. So we're spying, they're talking. He summons some monsters. Now he's going to summon another wave of monsters. This part's cute because he does this. All these rings show up like he's going to summon a ton of monsters. And then it turns out he's out of mana. Cool. So we're going to finish that, and then we are not going to continue that until the end of the game. That finishing that Hogwarts quest is literally the last thing we do, even after defeating the last boss. So we're back here. Remember that guy who said he had a change of heart and decided he wasn't going to be a bad guy anymore? Well, he turns out he's good on his word, and we're going to go throw it in the river. Not in the ocean that we were right beside, the river. So we get ambushed, unfortunately. That yak that you saw, that is the only time you're going to really see that yak. I think there's maybe two more somewhere over the course of the entire game. We get to the river, and some other dogs show up and basically go, hey, what do you think you're doing? Why aren't you using the tracking spell? And he's like, nah, cats and dogs can be friends. And they're like, well, too bad. Orders are orders. We're going to rough you up. Now, we are high level, so the roughing up does not happen. And he thanks us, gives us the thing, and continues to be a good person. Isn't that great? And that's the end of that storyline. Everyone ends happy. Alright, so now we're in the Octo Ruins. This is another Ruins type fight. We just gotta fight some waves of enemies. And I forget how overleveled we are. We are very overleveled. So we can just pretty much one-shot everything here. Undead are also weak to fire, so any skeletons will take a lot of extra damage from fire. And if you haven't noticed already, we are switching to the dog whenever we need to move, because the dog is wearing all the ranger equipment, all the stuff that makes him roll faster. The cat rolls super slow. Alright, so we're going up here to some more ruins. These are the Septem Ruins. And we're going to do this one. So this one is a little higher. It's actually in a slightly more leveled up area, but these enemies still take a ton of damage. We're gonna line this up. Oh no, we'll just fight. Okay. And we got a dragon. Oh no, we got one of these guys. And down he goes. The unfortunate part about these trials is even though I'm standing right in front of the chest, it always teleports me back to the middle. We lose time every... I guess we're not losing time because that's the only way it works, but we have to waste time going all the way over there every single time. Okay, Septem Ruins done. And now we're going to come up here and continue the main quest. We're going to go find the last shard of the King's Blade. So I got to make sure I don't walk into this too fast. If I were to roll into this room, the first text box would actually stall with the music cue. And we'd have to wait for the music cue to finish before we could get out of that text box. It's really weird. Alright, so they tell us that the... the last shard is in a hidden location, so we're following this riddle to try to figure out where it is. But we're going to grab some... clear some dungeons along the way. There's a hidden chest here. Now this section is actually a stretch of 3 dungeons that we have to do all back to back, and we've reached the point where we're a high enough level that we're not going to be getting a lot of level ups. So we really want to avoid taking unnecessary damage, especially for once we get to Furball Cave, which is the 3rd and final one in this little stretch. Alright, so that's Puss Cave. Now we are going to Blue Cave, which is, yeah. Blue Cave is also another place where we can really end up dying. Because a lot of these things just AoE so much. And doing this room before going to Furball Cave sucks. So, with this here, now that we've killed 2 of them, we're going to use... Don't die, please. Another notable thing, if we die here... we have to restart the quest dialogue for the last shard, because your quest progress only saves when you actually save. So death is going to be really bad now. That random into a ranger vest is nice. Anytime we pick up a duplicate of an item we already have, it increases, like it levels it up and increases the stats. So that's handy. There is a huge time save on this split because I died here. So as long as I don't dive, we're gonna save like a minute. Let's try to do it. And by die, I mean like both like full party wipe die. Please don't die. Cat is low health. It just sucks when all the enemies get their attack animations off, and you can see how hard it is to like see the enemies sometimes. I'd really like level up. That'd be super good here. Take our time. No risks. Speedrun. If I wanted to be risky, like I could just literally run through that. As if that missed. And just take the % damage from the spikes. But obviously, That would make my dog glow, and right now the dog having full health is really our only saving grace. Which is going to stop us from being able to get murdered. You can see how if you want to go fast and be risky, you can just go through all these. Alright. We're going to kill this guy, and then we're going to come over here and drop this. And then... try... Okay, that's actually pretty good. That could have been worse. Can we level up? No. We're going to level up on probably one of these. There's a chance that if the cat dies, the dog will accidentally pick up XP. Level up, level up. There we go. Okay, now we're safe. The dog can actually accidentally pick up XP while the cat is dead. And then the dog will level up and get full health and full mana. But the cat will not. And then he will revive and be dead. And be low health still. And that sucks. Okay, so we're just going to roll through here. Storyline-wise, this is a map that's pointing us to where the final shard is. That's all cool. Everything is dead. We're going to get this chest. And that was the end of our triple threat of caves and the risk of dying. You're going to see here when I come out, my time save is going to spike. Oh, not really, apparently. I guess it's probably because I just played it safe. Whatever. So we go through those woods, and we are going to sneak our way up here. We want to avoid that llama guy and get this marker. We're not going anywhere, though. We're going to turn around and immediately come back. And now it is time to begin the water walking quests. So we learn that the next shard is actually on this island all the way over here. And even though this is clearly a fishing city and there's a lighthouse, for whatever reason, boats don't exist. So we're going to have to learn how to walk on water, because that is the reasonable way to get there. Of all the possible options, walking on water is how you're going to get slightly across a totally swimmable section. We talked to the governor of this town, and he tells us that the first governor of this town learned how to walk on water. This actually happened in the first game. And if we can find his journal, we may be able to learn how to walk on water again. Cool. So our dog boy here is going to snip out the pieces. And in the any percent route, after completing that, what we just did right there, we actually get rewarded with the ranger cap. So if we did not have the ranger cap at this point, this is where we would get it. Which is actually quite a long ways into the run. Like, we're over an hour and 8 minutes into this run. So we bring back those pages, and he tells us there's one page left. That's it right there. So we're going to go follow this page, but it keeps teleporting away from us for whatever reason. We're going to go chase it down. And it leads us into the Bay Cave. So again, we need to kill everything here. So we're actually going to lure these guys into those spikes to kind of kill them ahead of us. And I'm like almost dying. Should not die with the cat either. We're going to try to get everyone together here. Ice spell takes so long to cast sometimes. Man, you're just like waiting for the enemy to finish. Alright, so roll on here. So you can see, because we forced them to like prematurely walk into the walls, they're already pretty much dead. And we can pick up this last note with no worries. Alright. Oh, get this ninja hood. And we're going to hope we can snag, snag that XP on the way out. That'll give us a full refresh. So we come out. Now we got all the pages. We're going to actually get our water walking on, but we got to go through one final little dungeon. But before we go in, we are going to go to our cat here, and we are going to give him, oh my god, Cat, Celestial, Berserk, cool, there we go. So we're going to equip Celestial, which was that spell we stole earlier, and it's basically an orbital laser. It puts a big target on the ground, and after a certain period in time, it just, like, erupts into lightning and does a ton of damage. And we're going to use that to melt some of these bosses, particularly this one boss that we're actually quite underleveled for at this point. Get him out in short order, so you can just watch. But we need to beat this. So we're going to put that down. And we're going to make sure that is there, and this should... There we go. Beautiful. Alright, so we were underleveled for that fight, but Celestial just makes it nothing. And this is really, really, really good. We actually got the level up as well. We're going to do the exact same thing to him. We're going to walk up. We're going to put that down. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's going to get sucked in. And yeah. So that was 2 bosses that just absolutely got shredded by Celestial. You can see we're losing time. That is due to other things. Alright. So now we're at the Tre Ruins, and this is a thing where I could very much die. And I really don't want to. But I totally can. We are very underleveled for this. I need to make sure I'm at full mana for this. Just like this. So for wave 2, we're going to put this down here. We're going to attract all these guys, and we are going to let Celestial murder these bats, which is perfect. Our cat is almost dead. We want this level up. Perfect. You can see here these enemies are actually dropping these little trap things on the ground. And we can really use our Grab-a-Ruff to pull them out, and it's super useful. Okay, that was real good. We're going to save a whole bunch of time here because I died like 3 times on this trial in my PB as well with this new route. Alright, Healing Staff. We're in a big chain of actually really hard, grindy boss fights, by the way. So yeah, there's a 3-minute time save. Okay, so moving onward. We are now going to go all the way down to the cat headquarters here, and we're going to put some money into Flame Purr. So Flame Purr is now level 7, and spells into Berserk. That is that. And now we're going to come all the way over here, and we're going to teleport to Whisker Rest. And we're going to do the optional super boss of this game. Woo! Alright, so this is the Lonely Cave. Inside there's a level 200 hedgehog. Behold, the level 200 hedgehog that casts all the spells in the game. So the first thing we're going to do is lure him over here, and then use a Gravarruff to hold him there. And we're going to take the loot from the 2 chests that are lootable without killing him. Perfect. Then we are going to quit warp to get out. Back to the start of the game. That's going to put us right here with those items. We are then going to equip the cat with those super items, and you can see they have a ton of really good stats. We are then going to save again, and now we need to defeat this guy. And I need to be very paying attention for this. I'm going to take out my notes. Okay, so I'm not going to be talking for this. There's cycles. It's important. Okay, here we go. 0. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8 is the cross. 9. Both of them. Cat trap. 10. Oh god. Okay. 10 was a freebie. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 'Okay. Okay, so we have his patterns scripted down, and we go by how they are, how many times he casts the fireball spell, which is every 10 seconds. So this is a huge time save as well. Okay, yeah, there you go. That saved like 3 minutes. Go to there, equip this. Okay, we are beast mode now. I'm gonna save here real quick just because I'm paranoid. Okay. Next, Untitled Ruins. The rest of the game is pretty chill from here. So the weapon we got for defeating this super boss is an invisible weapon. You see I'm just punching with air. But it actually makes us do... I need to switch weapons real quick, actually. It does percentage. It increases our attack by a percentage of all our other attack. And this area sucks. That's fine. That's right. The auto targeting here is balls. Now that we've done that, we can switch back to this weapon and then kill this dragon. Like so. Cool. Cool. Man. Okay, we are... we're doing good. Hey, Ranger Vest. So anytime, like I mentioned, we get Ranger equipment, that just boosts up our dog's actual fighting capabilities. Okay, so now if you like interesting stuff, we're gonna go beat up the Gentle Bros next. So the Gentle Bros are the devs of this game, and they have inserted themselves in here as another optional boss in order to unlock those gold chests that you've been seeing everywhere. Now they have some really awesome dialogue scripted in order to get their quests, their fight set up. So I'm just gonna explain it real quick. We talked to this first one, and he goes, "Hey, we're the devs. We created Cat Quest 2. Don't believe us? Let me prove it. Accept this quest." And it's a level 999 quest that gives us 1 XP and 1 golden auto completes. This guy thinks we're not impressed, so he's like, "Hey, accept this quest and it'll delete your save data." We accept it. The screen goes black for a second. It brings us back in, and he says, "No, we never do that to you. We applaud your bravery." We talked to the third one. He says, "Hey, you must be a believer now." And it's like, "No, okay, well here, let me fuck with the music." And I can also make NPCs appear out of nowhere. And he summons Kiri, and Kiri's like, "What the fuck, where am I?" And she gets disappeared. We're still not impressed, apparently. So we talked to this final guy. And he's like, "Okay, fine, here. Why don't you fight us?" And this is why we went and got Celestial. Because these guys are tough. I'm going to focus here, actually. So this is going to kill all of them, most of them. Except for him, whoever he is. Should ask the devs who is this one guy who casts his stuff. Anyway, yeah, so that really let us completely blow up the Gentle Bros. And they give us a gentle suit as thanks, and they say thanks for supporting Cat Quest 2. And the Gentle Bros are actually super awesome IRL as well. So now we're going to run all the way back. This I'm going to pick up just for the auto splitter. And we're going to head to the Novem Ruins. Because we need to actually go get that key that we were promised. But this has nothing to do with it. This is just a random one of these. And we one-shot everything here. We are super high level. Cool. Okay, so boom, and then boom. 1,077 damage. That's okay. Well, that's a Novem Ruins complete. Get another item. Dungeon complete. And now we're gonna go finish off the stretch of our super hard enemy fights by going here into the Hidden Cave. So the Hidden Cave, we need to, I'm actually going to, this is going to seem like a time loss. Fuck. No, it is going to be a time loss. Okay, I'll do it in here. We have to fight 3 mimics, and these mimics one-shot us. Okay, cool. So, there. Pull that in. Our cat dies. That's fine, but the Celestial is going to kill them all. Doesn't matter, and now we can grab this key. Okay. And now we can open these gold chests. The gold chests have a bunch of really high-level cool stuff in them. And so we're going to be doing our best to get all of those. So first one is going to be right here. Gives us a Crimson Helm. Now, next one is we can walk on water, so we can move more freely around the map now. Now we're going to do some low-level quests. Who likes low-level quests? This was a really disappointing quest arc for me. You're basically helping Kit Kat find the blueprints for her ultimate armor. But it's positioned in a place in the game where you kind of miss it when you're playing casually. And when you finally come back to do it, you're so high level that the ultimate armor is actually like nothing. It's like so low and so junk. Anyway, but yeah, this is a really low-level quest. As you can see, we're just going to one-shot everything. If you have any questions in chat, now is the time to ask. So he eventually fights us. We beat him up, and he runs away again. He is secretly a ninja. And we find this, and it's a note talking about the secret ninja hideout that we're going to get translated and to kind of get to the bottom of this later. But for now, we got more side quests to do. To the mountain cave. I'm notably low because the cat just died. I need to be a bit careful here. Cool. So that's where that is. Got a bat. The bats suck because they have a very, very fast attack speed. So if you don't see them winding up, usually you can like easily get caught out, so it's too late to roll away. Hey. Push that guy down there. I should make a note on this in the future to go clockwise around so that we end up at the... Everything here is weak to fire, so we're just going to get them all nice and close. Take advantage of that. Alright, and that is the mountain cave. And again, a lot of this speedrun is just about efficiently fighting and not wasting time. That's dungeon complete. And now we're going to the Saxon Ruins, which are up here. We are a little bit over leveled for this, but my cat is still dangerously low. Really want him to be leveled up soon. Okay. Worried I was gonna like get randomly clipped. Whew. Okay. Saxon Ruins complete. Get ourselves a blue mage vest. And we're out of here. Can't pick up this gold chest. Yeah. And now we're going to start the Spirit of the Lake quest. Storyline wise, we are summoning the Spirit of the Lake for magical purposes. I'm going to take this save just to fill our cat's health. So we're setting up these crystals around the lake to summon a spirit. That's not important. We're just going to take the route that it's putting us on and do some ruins along the way. We are going to level up here, so I'm going to be a little more liberal with some of my spells. I'm going to get them all in the middle and just... and pick up the level up. Yeah, look at that. Efficiency. Okay, so here's a big dragon. But they're weak to fire. So when fire is our main magic spell, those dragons are not much of a threat. Ranger vest level. We're getting some really good luck. Our dog is actually like not terrible, all things considered. Alright, so now we're going to finish the Spirit of the Lake. We're just going to go around, put these crystals down. Oh, and then report back to town. Oh, and I can finally relax for a little bit. Ooh. Nice little cutscene for us. There's our Spirit of the Lake. And it's going to jump into this peasant here and possess her. And surprisingly does not end up being evil. We're just going to build Excalibur together. That's nice. Or Excalibur. Alright. So first needs some medals. So we're going to go beat up some soldiers nearby. And take their helmets. And we find a couple of them roughing up this mage. So we are high level. So they're not an issue. And this mage thanks us and joins us on the adventure. And then this part's really weird. The spirit shows up and she's like, hey, we need a sword hilt. Go to Kit Kat. And I don't know if you saw in the background there. You'll see when we get teleported back. Kit Kat is literally just on the other side of the river. Very close. But I guess they made this because they want it to be accessible even if you haven't done the water walking quest yet. Because you couldn't get here easily if you didn't have water walking. So I think that was like a last minute realization, like, oh crap, it's close to town, but it's really not close if you can't water walk. They didn't want to like put in a bridge, I guess. So the spirit has all the materials, goes to the mage, and now we're gonna make Excalibur. I look all swag in this jester outfit. Alright, so we're gonna go stand over here in this circle, and we're gonna have a bunch of stuff on the ground right there. Mage is gonna be over here. And through the power of 3 helmets and a sword blank, and then I guess us. Ta-da! Excalibur. But the original peasant just comes in and goes, no, it's mine. I'm going to sell it to the highest bidder. And we chase her, and she is not good. She's kind of defensive, tanky. She's resistant to everything, but she's just a peasant at the end of the day. So she dies. These die. And the spirit deems us worthy and gives us Excalibur. That's super cool. Cool. So next we are going to the Tre Ruins. I'm going to try to... we aggro them. No, I don't want to aggro that one. That one we don't need to fight. So here's the Tre Ruins. As you can see, those guys were like level 70. We're level 62, so we're kind of in a proper range for us right now. This area is kind of dumb. It's got all these spike traps. Okay. So we're going to use Gravel Up to pull everything in here, because all these guys heal. So it's just easier if we can bunch them all together and then just flame her AoE them to death. And that is the Tre Ruins. We're going to get some white mage robes, doesn't matter. We're going to get some mini. Tre Ruins complete. Okay, moving onward, we're going to walk down the coast and go to the Furball Cave. This place is dumb. It's basically a big grid with spikes in between. And being efficient is just about making sure we time everything properly. Good. Especially with those guys. There's 2 more, I think. Or 1 more at least. That's a good level up. These Mr. Rocky guys are weak to magic, so we just want to make sure that we actually have mana when we get to them, because they are resistant to normal attacks. So this guy up here, we want to lure. Make sure he explodes. Even taking that hit is good to make sure we're on the proper side. Pick this up, get some more money. Ninja Hood. And that is the Furball Cave. Okay, so now we're actually kind of, sort of, maybe not quite going to the main quest. Okay, we've got this over here. Alright. Now we're in this cave, and this is the largest non-storyline cave in the game. It's basically meant there's multiple entrances into it. And it's basically a giant maze. But for us, unfortunately, we need to open every chest and kill... I don't need to come this way, I remember this. And kill every enemy. So that requires a little bit of finessing in order to make sure we do it all properly. I'm gonna take the hit there. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ow. Fucked. Thankfully, we don't need to do too much double backing in this. Like, obviously, you can see we have to do some double backing. But for the most part, it's pretty straightforward, other than, like, you're only double backing the dead ends, essentially. Rather than having, well, there's no dead end forks. How about that? I'm gonna pull those guys together to get him off his cat trap, blow him up. In older routes of this game, we would actually come here right after getting the skeleton armor at the very, very, very start. So we'd be like level 5 coming into this place, and we would just go around and steal all these treasure chests that are at the end of the corridors, because obviously they're easy to get because they're at the end of the corridors. So it's very easy to grab them without being aggroed by the enemies. And that would bring us to like level 15 in experience, and we'd have a ton of money as well. But that got routed out, so everything is a little riskier now. We're going to leave here, and then we're going to come back here to get the actual chest. And this is very confusing because in your casual playthrough, you know that all monsters respawn when you leave an area, so it seems counterproductive to leave the dungeon in order to go get to that chest. but that's apparently how it is. So we need to continue the main quest here, and I'm gonna go save here real quick. Alright. Continue the main quest. This is a puzzle. We gotta answer some questions. It's like, do you prefer cats or dogs? Do you think cats are better than dogs? Do you think cats and dogs should live together, or one should be the slave owners of the other? There's a lot of stuff. But for our purposes, we just answer the responses that get us to the end the fastest. And we're going to come up here and just obliterate these guys with our fire and grab a rough to pull everyone into place. That's a good level up. I like that level up. So that split is weird, that continue main quest split. I need to have this ruins and then this thing we're going to be doing here, this Kings of Old Shadow Realm. So we basically have the 3 shards together, and then we get whisked away to the 0 dimension by Alias. And this is the big plot twist reveal of the game. So here we got the Lioner and Wolfen, and they steal the shards from us, so we lose all our kingly powers, and including water walking. And they reveal the big twist that Lioner and Wolfen are us. And at the start of the game, where the story tells us that the original kings fell to corruption, it was they literally were corrupted. So the prophesized return was actually us. We are them from another timeline. And Kiri went and kind of pulled us in before we got corrupted and brought us here because we can access all the same kingly things because we have King's Blood. And they needed someone of King's Blood in order to get the King's Blade to stop Alias, who's the big bad guy. So after revealing this big twist, they leave us here to wallow in despair. And they get these shadow clones confronting all of our allies that we have to go kind of beat up. So that's what we're going to do. We've rescued Kiri. We forgive her for what she's did. And we're going to try to save the day anyway. And then we've got Hotto and Kit Kat, who are confronting their own inner shadow, demon, ghost, galaxy things. So there they are there. And we're going to fight them real quick. Now, Hotto's still got his big annoying shield, so we're going to let that wear off. And then we're just going to get on top of them and just brush them before Hotto has a chance to put it up a second time. So it's at this point where Hotto and Kit Kat talk to each other and kind of resolve their differences, put things aside, and agree to be friends forever. And that's what opens up the exit to the 0 dimension and lets us depart. Now, I don't know where they disappeared off to, but apparently they're not going to bring us with them, so we gotta walk through this maze, or high-speed acrobatic rolling. Alright. So with that, we arrive at the King's Paw. Now, unfortunately, we've been here before, because we came here on our way to the Gentle Bros, but now we're here storyline-wise, and we've lost our water walking. We can't just leave. So we're going to stand here. We're going to save. That's important. Oh, and then we're going to come over here, and this is the King of King Felingard, or the Tomb of King Felingard, and his thing says you need to prove your kingly worth in order to come in here. So we don't need to kill these guys, but they're going to be annoying blocking our exit, so we're going to do that anyway. These guys, however, we do not need to fight. So we're going to come over here, pull them in the Gravarough, and then sneak this one. We don't need to fight them at all. We get the dungeon complete, and goodbye, Squirrel, Ram, and Dragon. It was nice knowing you. Alright, moving on to the Cave of Mercy. Again, Cave of Mercy. We don't need to kill anything. That guy survived because he's a butt. There we go. Now there is one more chest over here that we need to get. And it is quite annoying, but we're going to actually just lure him over there. We don't even need to kill him. Sometimes he'll get Graveruff pulled onto that spike and it's fine, but... And then we depart there. And we're in the last room. So this one kind of sucks. In your regular playthrough, you can do the game without having Graveruff. And, you know, that's cool and all. And if you do this part without Graveruff, it sucks to lure those guys away. You don't have to kill these guys either, but I think it's just quicker. That's what we're going to do. And now we head into King Felingard's tomb. We have proven our worth as a king, and we get there. And what happens? There's nothing. But we read the inscription, and it says, a king does not need a blade, only his allies. We get inspired, and we get our water walking back. So that's cool. And as we leave, Alias kind of mocks us and goes, ooh, well done, pets. Alright, so we got our water walking back, and now it's time to go back to our 100%ing. As I roll into this rock infinitely while looking at chat. Okay, so we got a couple things we're going to do. First off, we're going to go get the gold chest that was here at Founders Island. Pick up that, and we are going to quit warp back. There we go. And then next, we're going to go north. And there's an item to the north. And I don't think this one is worth quit warping. So I'm not going to do it. You just literally roll like this. And we should get here. Alright. And now we are going to head to Whisker Rest, which is right yonder, and do some quests. So this is a mysterious voice that's trying to tell us to go take care of some smugglers. And we need to go find out where they are, but there's a couple other things to do first. We are going to open up this chest, and we're going to do some ruins. And these are real early game ruins, so this is going to be another one of those cakewalks. Unfortunately, stuff is really, really separated here. Just like, look how wide this place is. So it's kind of annoying how distant everything is. Even to the point where, oh no, how are you alive? Get out of here. I think this is just a dragon. Right. Kill him. We actually took a substantial amount of damage from that. Alright. King Duos runes complete. We get some XP on our Cat Adventurer hat. Done. Alright, so now we're going to work on this quest. We need to basically come around here. We find the smugglers, and they see us, so they're going to fight us. Actually, they're going to send these guys at us. Dead. That was one resistant attack. They come out when they think the coast is clear, and when we find them, they just run away. That's cool for us. We're going to get the chest of supplies. We're going to go bring it back to our informant in the bush. And then he's going to sick us on him. I'm going to do this real quick. So it's time to confront them, and he tells us they're in Cave Peasy. So we're going to go to Cave Peasy. Try to get there without aggroing this dragon. Inside of Cave Peasy, we find out that they are, in fact, the good guys. And they're kind of Robin Hood. They're a Robin Hood ordeal. And this guy's trying to distract, you know, draw our attention so that we don't... Okay. So that we don't... Robin Hood is trying to make us so we're chasing him and not his allies. So one of his allies happens to be a wizard who spoke with us at the start of the game and knows that, hey, we're actually good guys. So they tell us the full ordeal, and we agree to help them out. And we're going to actually lure the bush into a trap to remove his, I don't know, his disguise, whatever it is. Oh boy. Okay, so I'm going to try to not die here. Okay, so it's good. The dog's going to revive actually during this animation, so that's fine. Just those spikes, man. Alright. So that's Cave Peasy complete. Go talk to this guy here. So our plan is we're going to tell the bush that there's something cool happening in a field. And then when he comes to check it out, we're going to trap him and take off his mask and see what he is. At this point in the speedrun, we're just trying to be efficient. Obviously, dying is bad. I'm going to just safety rest here because I don't want to die. So we tell the bush, hey, there's something in the field. So he's like, what? Show me. We go to our X marks the spot. And we reveal him to be... Agent Triple Mio 7, James Bond. Bet you didn't see that coming. Yeah, so he jumps us, but we are high level, so they die. That solves that. The time James Bond tried to sabotage Robin Hood. Alright, so this quest conveniently leaves us right here, outside the Twin Towns. Now, if you played the first game, the Twin Towns was this really interesting quest series where there's two towns on either side of the lake. You do the quest for one person, and for one town, I guess, and when you come back to that town, that side of the town is, like, deserted, and you're like, what the fuck? But then there's a person in the other town on the other side of the lake who gives you the exact same quest. And it plays out a little differently because now you have, you know, information. And it goes back and forth, and it's this weird mystery. So we're getting the same thing here. So this glitchy-ass NPC just sent us to go give a sword to Marmy, her brother. And when we went to go give it to the army where he is, they're like, there's no one named Marmy here. And then we get back, she glitches out, and we beat her up. And now, on the other side... we're kind of doing a repeat of the first game. But she kind of snaps out of it and realizes that she's in some kind of loop. She's actually like a fourth wall aware NPC. And she's trying to figure out what the hell is going on. So she says, you know what? I'm supposed to tell you to go give a sword to Marmy, but can you actually try to find Marmy, if maybe there is a Marmy? And we get there and they're like, find Marmy. Can you find Marmy? Chat? You know which one's Marmy? If you guess this one, you're right. So Marmy is just a mess of gibberish, and we beat him up with his super big health bar. And he said something about Rain Cave, and we're gonna go check that out later, but not now. So remember glitchy Marmy, because we'll be back. For now, we're gonna do some other stuff. We're at Permaha Beach. And we're going to go save Private Mewin. Yeah, I know. You're enjoying all these puns. So, we roll across the ocean, and we're going to try to find Mewin, who is a prisoner of war in the dog side of this. Now, we're back at the Tomb of the Follower, which you may remember as where we got Grabber-Ruff. I don't know, maybe an hour or two ago. So, the follower is this guy. And that's because in order to kill him, we need to lure him all the way down here. So, hello, follower. Okay, bye, follower. That. And now we need to kill these guys. Again, we're going to try to take advantage of grouping everyone up. So this dog soldier here says that he freed Muin, who was a POW, and they've actually become friends, and they realize dogs and cats shouldn't be fighting. Gotta help. Okay, we say. Okay, and now we're just gonna go grab some loot because we gotta finish clearing out this cave. Gonna kill this one dragon and then loop around and catch ourselves the bell chest. Alright. Dungeon complete, and away we go. Okay. So we're going to talk to him. He says thanks. There's more to that storyline, but right now we're doing the Untitled Ruins. And this is this weird swastika-shaped ruins area that's going to spawn enemies all around the place. It's really annoying, so just trying to optimize our movement here. Wave 2 is going to be all the way over here. Okay, and then wave 3 will be here, so we're just going to sit tight. So those enemies are weak to melee, and these guys are weak to fire. We get basically a little cornucopia of mages. And that's that. That is the Untitled Ruins. Alright. I think we did that one pretty well. What? How are we still losing time? Okay, now we're going to do Muin 2. So he's going to go show us to where Private Muin actually is in their little tent over here. But when they get there, gasp, someone's actually found him. We need to go rescue him. We're going to follow the trail here. And we end up finding this group here that we're going to lure all together with Gravaroof and then just make quick work. We let them do their big attacks and then group them up together and clap. Alright, so we found Private Muin. Yay! We're so good. Alright, so he basically explains his situation, more of the story that I already told you. And he says he's so scared he doesn't know what to do. Meet back at his little hidden camp and we'll figure it out. But first, we need to talk to Batman. So here's the Doge Knight, and he wants us to capture Two-Face, who's hiding somewhere at the dog barracks. So we're gonna go investigate the dog barracks here, see if we can find the suspicious one. There he is. We're gonna grab this. Hey, it's Yagami! And we are now gonna come over here. Thank you, thank you. I'm actually doing on definitely on PB and world record pace right now, so I'm gonna try to focus a little more. Alright, so this is Two-Face, and he actually splits in half. And one of them puts up the stupid shield, so we're gonna have to wait until the shield goes down before he can attack him. And then he's gonna fight us one more time as a individual. And we just have enough power to just blow him up. This game is very awesome. It's like $13 on Steam. You should 100% get it. It has co-op and everything. We can do co-op speedruns. Speedrun with me. Alright, so the Doge Knight shows up and gives us the key to the Bat Cove before taking Two-Face off to jail. And now we're going to the Septisem, whatever, these ruins. And this is another area where having our furry shield is going to help us, because we can make it so we only take 1 damage from these blue things that come out. Because they are quite annoying to get hit by, because they do percentage damage. Alright, everybody party in the middle. Ow. And the final wave. These big guys. Oof. Alright. Trial complete. Alright, that was the Saxon Ruins. That one actually went pretty well compared to my PB, so we should have some time save here. 1 second. Okay, so now we're going to teleport to the beginning. Thanks, notes. So you can actually go all the way back up this way, and that will take you to, like, the start of the game. It's kind of like League of Legends. No, it's an adventure, it's an action RPG. Alright, so we're going to come here, we're going to grab Dracoth's first key. That's going to unlock another vault somewhere else. And then we're going to roll all the way over here. Grab this chest. And you're supposed to quit warp, but I'm not going to quit warp. I don't think this is worth quit warping for. You can come right back here fast enough. And now we're going to TP to Farfetched, which is this one here. And there's an obvious King's Marker, or an obvious chest right there. And we're going to start the Doge Town quests. We are super over-leveled for these. Story that we're going to do here is a family of dogs has adopted a cat, and the older brother wants the cat to be taken away. And the mother wants the cat to have a life, live a normal, happy life in the cat kingdom, because he keeps being harassed by immigration officers, I guess. So the first thing here is we're trying to scare off the immigration officers by luring some wyverns into the way. But a couple wyverns stay behind. So we're going to have to deal with those. And again, we're just going to use Grab a Rough to make sure they all get into a nice together spot and then blow them up. Oh, that's a nice level up. Alright, so the cat's name in this family is PUBG. So next we're going to go out and help them get some wood, because that's where PUBG went off to. So we're going to go find some wood right here, and there's PUBG. He's going to steal our wood and run away. He doesn't know us yet. We don't really know who he is. So we're just going to go into this cave, and I don't like you, cactus. Alright, so PUBG runs away. But we need to clear this cave, so unfortunately we get to sit here and watch this guy die. Okay, just like that. And then we got 2 more that we need to do, so we're going to aggro them and bring them kind of together over here so they can... we have better odds of them getting hit. There's 1 dead. Okay, cool. And we're going to go around to the left. Grab some Trezor. Got 1 more guy we need to lure, and we can use this to make it so that if we do get hit, it only does 1 damage to us. 1 more time. Okay, there we go. Ow. So you can see how much damage that did. Just, Sans shield. Percentage of max health. Sucks. Okay, so now we just need to finish this. He's basically upset that his family wants to send him away, and he likes his family. And then he runs away. But before we chase him, we're going to go pick up this chest to clear this dungeon. Here's our dungeon complete. And away we go. So he talks to him, and we convince him we're going to help him stay. And he accepts it, so he says, hey, I'll meet you back in town. Alright. So, next up, we are going to the Troll Cave. You know what's in the Troll Cave? No, not trolls. Well, yes, trolls, but not those kind of trolls. These trolls. 3 gold chests, each with $1 inside. Nice cave. Okay, so next we got the Wyvern Nest. And the Wyvern Nest is it's a showcase of all the different types of wyverns. We're gonna blow them up. We're gonna come down here. We're just gonna so this guy actually hits relatively hard. One of the big things about having our current armor set is it's all damage and like no defense. 1 damage. Okay. And then we're gonna come around. We gotta kill these guys real quick. And that is that. One more chest to the right, just with some XP. If you're low on life coming into this and close to leveling, you can loop around from the right first and try to level up with that XP in that chest. Oh, come on. Okay. So, now we find out that the older brother actually called in the immigration people to set up his little brother. And we've got to chase them away. So the mother's upset that they sold out his little brother. They're like, we gotta hide. So now, once again, we're going to lure them all into the middle, wait till they finish casting their spells, and then just AoE them to death. Now they come out, and they apologize. One big happy family gets to live together. That is the end of that. Alright, next up is the Saxon Ruins. Normally where there's a chest, there's a note. And the note says, shit happened. So we're going to go over, and here's our little dude that shit happened to. I'm going to go around him, because it's actually possible to talk to him and the chest at the same time. And you won't open the chest, but it'll become unclickable for a little bit. That sucks. Okay. That is the Septensum. There we go. Septensum Ruins. And we're going to take the free teleport out of here. Oop. Alright, so now we got some other grabbing to do. We've got this chest here. And we've got another chest above and to the left, right here. And then we're going to quit warp. So quit warping brings us all the way back to Doge Town. And that lets us go to our waypoint here. And we're going to do some more shopping. Okay, so. This is going to max. Flamper is getting +1 to go to 8. Berserk is getting +1 to go to 5. And then, just because we have the money, we're going to level up Furry Shield twice to give us a little bit more armor. And that's that. Okay. So now we are going to start, continue the storyline that we kind of been avoiding for a while. So here we're going to end up spying on Lion and Wolfen. We've realized that they are us. and that they're up to some shit. So we're gonna go take a look at what they're doing. But on the way, we've got this one more dungeon we need to do that we are super over leveled for, and we're just gonna murder our way through everything. There is a secret here, which is right here. Gotta make sure we get that. And that opens that final chest, and now we're gonna go spy on Lioner. Ow. Oh. Oh. I'm gonna spy on Lioner, and he's basically planning on attacking Wolfen. So even though they're working for the same boss, they are, they hate each other. And they're trying to basically overthrow each other constantly. Now we're teleporting over to Wolfen. We're going to spy on Wolfen, see what he's up to. And Wolfen is expecting Lioner to attack first, so he's going to set up an ambush. Alright, so now we know that King Lupus has a tomb, and just like how King Felingard gave us some of our powers back, maybe King Lupus's tomb will help us out. But first we're going to talk with General Bullseye here, and he's going to ask us to go take down some hateful racist propaganda. Basically says cats rule, or dogs, it's a dogs rule, cats drool stuff. And we get to the last one, some of the soldiers are going to find us and say, "Oi! What are you doing?" So we're going to beat them up. Like so. And before we head back, we're going to loop around this way and go into the Tre Ruins. This is another place that has some lasers shooting around. So it's really good that we have furry shield. I have to do this one more time. We could have AoE'd, but I'm trying to save my magic for this fight, where we have this guy here, and I want to be able to hit him with one of these AoEs early on. And yeah, that's the trial. Put up our shield so we don't get chunked. Hey, Bard hat. Okay, and now we're gonna head over this way and grab the marker. That's our last waypoint that we didn't have. And come all the way back down to General Bullseye. Alright, and he's got one more quest for us. We gotta find the idea. I don't know this whole story here. The guy who put up the propaganda says he's gonna surrender and show us where all the, like, our other propaganda posters are. So he brings us over here and we get ambushed. So again, we just want to push everything together, blow it all up. He runs away in the confusion, but our Dog King is going to sniff him out. So there they are there. And once more, there's just so much stuff here. pulling it all together and AoEing it is just efficient. And it turns out they were smuggling dog biscuits. Those evil criminals. That was a weird glitch thing. Alright. So we finished that. We're going to save here real quick because we want to be at full mana. Because now we're going to go fight Cthulhu. Who is exactly what you think it is. There he is up there. Okay, so we got to aggro that. And then come up here and we're going to drop this. And then we're going to pull those in. And hopefully... Man, that didn't do enough. Okay. So we need to basically get mana to do one more. Ugh. There we go. And then our doggo can come here, put that down, and that should finish everything off. It just, how they attack and how much damage they do, it's like, ugh. It's so easy to get obliterated by this guy. Anyway, that's Cthulhu. And we get the other legendary item, which we're not going to put on. It's the only one we're not going to wear. So thanks, Cthulhu. And now we're in the empty hole. So the empty hole is a low-level dungeon. Ow. Low-level dungeon, but stuff still does % damage. Oops. Alright, and that's everything dead. We are slow as molasses rolling for our cat here. Alright, empty hole complete. Next we're going to head to the Winding Cave, which is right here. So the Winding Cave. Another low-level cave that we can just one-shot everything. That's all the enemies in it. And Furry Shield also... again, comes in handy here for the run because we can just walk right through all these things instead of taking, you know, thousands of damage. Detour here. And then it's just a matter of walking to each. Cool. Dungeon complete. Teleport back to the entrance. Done. Alright. So, now we've got the gold chest here. And onwards, get out of my way, Kiri, to the Quadricem Ruins. So another very low level dungeon that we can mostly ignore. We're going to put up the shield here mostly just to help me survive these blue balls that are going around. Because the enemies are not dangerous. Funny thing is opening a chest will actually despawn any of those obstacle balls that are on screen. And that'll come into handy later on. But for now... we're going to actually advance the main quest. So yeah, this is where he tells us, hey, we should go to King Lupus's tomb and see if his tomb can restore our power in some way. So he gives us the key to the tomb, and we are going to shoot up in that direction. On the way, though, we are going to stop by and grab ourselves another gold chest. We're going to detour big left. For reasons that will become apparent in a second. Because this shrubbery here is an enemy. And to get into Lupus's tomb, we have to come this way. Oh, and I don't have enough mana, so this is going to hurt. take that a little slower. Alright. Missed a couple splits there. Not a big deal. Moving onward. Alright, so... I don't need to do that. So we talked to Lupus's tomb and it says, don't ask what you can take, but what you can give. Very basic kingly stuff. And, yeah, we got all our powers back just from those words of inspiration. So with that, we are going to now clear out Lupus's tomb. Or not Lupus's tomb, this area. These guys are by far and away the hardest guys inside here. The rest of it is just dodging all these lasers. Oh. Okay, moving around. And we have this set up perfectly so that it... Out of mana. So that starting from the middle actually lets us loop around and end at the end, which is nice. Gotta come down here, grab this. Oh, that hurt. Okay. There's a little bit of mana management that you need to do when you're going through this dungeon, just to make sure you have enough at the end for this Fury Shield, just so you can go through here without having to stop. Otherwise, it's really annoying. Alright. So, now we are going to go talk to the Banished. Here he is. If you've played the first game, you're aware of the Dragon Blood, which was our hero from the first game and also the bad guy in the first game in Dragon Blood. So this guy is a dog Dragon Blood who was found and manipulated by the king of the dogs, King Lupus, actually, a long time ago. And because of that, he was eventually banished. So we are talking to him, and we are trying to learn about his past, because he doesn't remember anything, except for little bits and pieces and specific items. So we're going to find those items, and as we find those items, he's going to kind of remember everything about his past. And yeah, that's his story. I'll explain it as we go. But for now, we're going to take this detour to the... What is that? Divigny Ruins? Clear that up nice and quick, and then peace out. Okay, so now we need to get a ball. And the ball is right there. So we just want to blow those up so we can pick up the ball and then leave. Thankfully, we can walk on water, so we can just go around the back. And we bring him back his ball. And when he gets the ball, he gets a little flashback memory of where he's being adopted by the king. The king finds him playing with this ball. His parents are dead, and the king takes him in, because the king can see the dragon blood mark on the back of his head, but obviously the kid cannot because it's on the back of his head. So on the floor there, you can see the dragon blood mark is slowly going to kind of form as he remembers it. But until then, he's going to sniff out some clues for us about his past. So the next thing he remembers is when he tried to enlist in the army, I guess, the dog army. And because he was basically acting of his own free will, the king didn't like that. and told, no, you can't join the army. You're not, old enough yet. You don't want to get hurt. Yada yada yada. Even though he was proved to be a very formidable combatant due to his dragon blood inside. So we're going here. The second item is this hat, this helmet that's running away from us. So we're going to chase it for a bit, and then it's going to summon other hats to fight us. Yes. I'm not lying. What's going to happen. Alright, so now we're going to fight a bunch of helmets. So we're going to put down Celestial, and then we're going to lure everyone together, and they're going to get absolutely freaking obliterated. And that's how you beat up 5 hats. Pick up the helmet, and then back to the Banished we go. So we stick out the helmet, and he's going to remember literally everything I just told you. Also, that his name is Rufus. Alright, and we get another loot box. And we're literally doing his entire quest line all right in a row, so that's really nice. So we're going to talk to him now, and now he's going to remember about a wand. How he once found a wand and started trying to use it. And he was also super hella proficient at magic, and that feared the king. So the king, yelled at him and took the wand away. Now, we were in this dungeon before, but we're actually going to finish it properly now. Come here, cactus. There we go. So that's his wand, and it spawns some high-level duders. But they're no match for us, because we're tanked out. They could still actually probably kill us if we're being too reckless. Speaking of being reckless, here... Ow. So this is all lower level stuff, so we can just like two-shot it. And we're just going to clear this out. So this spell coming up, we could have got this way earlier in the game. It's Force Woofer. It's the little like whirlwind that other enemies have been using. Unfortunately, it's not as good for us as it is for the enemies. It doesn't stop enemies from attacking. It just pushes them away, which I guess stops them from attacking us because they can't get in melee range. But regardless, it's not good, not ideal. It does very little damage as well. So we grab the wand. He sees the staff, and he remembers now about what I just told you about his. At this point, it's becoming obvious in the story that the king is very abusive, very manipulative, trying to get him to trust him. And we get another bit of treasure here in this chest. And we're going to have one more memory. And this memory is actually about so these big bones that were here. Obviously, these can't be his bones because he's, a dog. So we're scratching the nose and the ear and all this here. And he's like possessed in these bones right now. But upon inspection, we find out that these bones are probably the bones of this dragon. This dragon, maybe this is the spirit within him or something. His friend. It's not quite clear who this dragon is representation-wise, but he's calling for us. So we have to follow this invisible, this invisible path to get to him and talk to him. There's absolutely some fighting involved. We're just going to pull all these guys inside, and then 1, 2. And then it puts us here and says, oh, you got to find a way to reach them, but we can actually just run through this. And the dragon doesn't want to fight us. He actually gives us a scale. He says basically, like, show it to him. He needs to remember. And then he disappears. So we show him the scale. And he gets his final memory that is basically where he eventually gets fed up with the king trying to abuse him, and he finally fights back, and this is where his power kind of manifests itself. And that's a problem for the king, obviously. All right, and so finally we talk to him, and he kind of recognizes the symbol on the ground, and he has the last memory. And the last memory is that the king realized he couldn't control him, couldn't use this dragon blood dog, the only dragon blood dog to ever be born. He couldn't use it his way, so he's gonna banish him away. He took the ball, the hat, the wand, and the whole dragon somehow, and sealed away his memories inside them. And in sealing those away, banished Rufus, the dragon blood dog himself. And so, remembering this, refreshes his memory, lights up this dragon blood symbol, but his spirit emerges and is quite angry with his past now that he remembers it. He's going to take it out on us. But thankfully, we are also, you know, have this giant super nuke ability. So we're going to use that and just blow him up. Oops. So now he's calmed down. He exits his kind of evil armor, and he's finally at peace, and he's banished no longer and can move on and have a good life. Good job. All right. So that was the story of the Banished. Now we are going to grab this chest. And now, way earlier in this, we came and stole Celestial from the Cactus Cave. Now we're actually going to put it to work. Blowing up the Cactus Queen herself. So we just got to make sure we don't die as we go here. There we go. Cactus Queen is finished. She has a lot of life, and her attacks do really hurt. So, making sure that we can kill her that fast is very important. Okay, so now we are going to the Quindesem Ruins, which is here. And we got a new item, and we are going to use that item. But it's going to be... We're going to use it kind of in a limited context. So, putting that item on... Come back here. Really lowers our melee. So, we're only going to put that item on when we really want to have strong magic. So, for certain fights, like Lioner will put it on. Some of the refights will put it on. Alias will put it on. But for now, we're going to stay on this. Oof! Okay. We could have probably had it here. I don't know. Room was a bit janky. The late game is still kind of a little rough in my mind because you're just like some of these don't flow as well as you'd like. So we finished there. Oh. And now we're going to the Roberto's maze, which is... Gotta undo him, which is here. Okay, so the Roberto's maze is this. And this is another area where having this Jester costume on is way more beneficial than what else we could have. A little low on health. I really don't want to die here. So, try to be cautious with this dude. That's the end. Perfect. Beautiful. Roberto's maze complete. Alright, and now we are heading to the Lupus Bridge, which is here. And we're going to do this quest here, which is, looks like my splitter is all kind of wonky and laggy. You have a dog and a cat basically yelling at each other from the tips of the continents. And they're just throwing stuff back and forth, and your job is to just relay the information. You could actually do this quest before you get water walking, where you literally have to go under the bridge back and forth every time. Obviously, that's not fast. So, by having water walking, we can literally just walk back and forth between these two. Get the whole narrative. So this is an early level quest. We're going to beat up these wyverns. And then she's going to basically be like, oh, this was fun. Tell him he wins. Okay, bye. Alright, and now we are going to go start the main quest. My splitter looks like it's weird right now. That's interesting. Alright, well, storyline-wise, we are now planning our assaults on Lioner and Wolfen. So we're told, hey, if you got anything left to do, go do it. And so we're going to take that advice. Go do it. Splits are going to be a little bit delayed, it looks like. We're going to go finish this quest here, the meat quest. We're confronting Dr. Jekyll and Hyde and making her kind of acknowledge the fact that she is in fact a monster. We're going to beat her up. Okay. And then she's going to splash her super meat concoction all over herself and turn into a fox on a yak with sunglasses. Don't ask. And that's the meat quest. My splits are super delayed for some reason. Alright, so now we're going to finish Kit Kat's ultimate armor quest. Back before, where that ninja stole her blueprints and left a note that we're trying to decipher to get to their ninja hideout. So he wants us to go into this cave and get a crystal. Now, thankfully, this is a cave that we haven't cleared so far, so away we go. And again, we can one-shot everything here. So it is no big deal. What, is there an enemy somewhere? Oh. A bat. Pardon my cough. So there's also a secret here. It's right down this way. And I believe... I'm just going to roll through this if it's there. Yeah. We're going to come up here. I'm just going to roll over that. Alright. That dungeon is complete. The mage is going to decode the note for us. And the note talks more about how to get into the ninja's secret hideout. So we're gonna go back to Kit Kat again. And we gotta try to find out the secret password. Oh my god. So here's that ninja guy who's taunting us some more. Before we go talk to him, we're gonna come up here and get this gold chest. And then he's going to run away. We're going to chase him down, and he's going to try to cast some ninja Mewtwo's on us, and instead he's just going to end up summoning a bunch of random animals. So again, everything is super easy. This is a low-level quest. And then he runs and hides. So we have to go find him. We found him. And now he's finally going to reveal himself as a purple ninja. And we're going to kill him. And he tells us a password, which is Murudo. And he runs off. Kit Kat's going to show up. And we got the password. So that's all cool. Now it's time to go... go recover that blueprint. That's what it was. I'm gonna go get the blueprint now. So next we have to go here. In this cave is where the ninja hideout is. And we actually came here at the start of the game. You might be wondering, well, why didn't you save this cave till the very end? Well, this is actually one of the chances for us to get the ranger cap. And so it's very important that we check those as early as possible, because the more time we have with the ranger cap, the faster we go. Alright, so this is the ninja boss. And obviously, we are high level. So they die. And they leave behind a note saying that they've used the blueprint to hire a dragon to assassinate Kit. Yeah, no, it takes a very sharp, dark turn. But Kit is rather unfazed by this, and she decides that... so she decides that we're going to go face the assassin head on. So we're going to just go to the deep forest and beat up another low-level boss. A lot of the routing of this game, once again, I'm going to give, kudos to Kura and Lugo for routing this. Tried to put as much over-leveled sections in as possible, because obviously then we can do it faster. Alright, so we're gonna fight this dragon. It's dead. And we get a dragon scale from that dragon, which she can use for her Potimate armor. And then she tells us to meet her back at the smithy, where she will make the Potimate armor for us. And we've been playing this game for 2 hours and 45 minutes. And behold, the Potimate armor given to you by a side quest from one of the main characters of the game. You know what it is? Look at that. Level 6. Trash. Oh, we also get a kiss. Yeah. So that's nice. That split gonna happen? I pressed the button. My split's like 10 seconds off. Split. My split's working. worried that my splits aren't working. Because they're also my guide. Oh, there they go. Wow, they're like really behind. So it's probably going to split one more time for this. Okay, well now we're going to go fight Lioner. And I'm going to hit the split here and we're going to see what happens. So for Lioner, on the cat, we are actually going to switch up to the Bard loot. And you'll see why in a minute. Because Lioner is super weak to magic. So we're going to lure these guys over here. Grab a rough. And on the cat, we are also going to equip the Super Mega Hood as well. Okay. So, Lioner is super weak to magic. And we just happen to have a giant nuke. Yeah, the Lioner split just happened. I'm just going to let it go because it's all fucked up right now. So, we're going to put that there. We're going to lure everyone in. And ta-da! Oh, we got the level up. That level up is really good. So we're going to be able to just blow them up again real quick. Man, I wish I had an actual split for this. Oh. Okay, I'm going to hit the split for that TP to throne real quick, just so it can start advancing. But that was, like, the fastest you could do Lioner, pretty much. Alright, so we killed Lioner by taking advantage of his weakness. And now we are going to TP to the throne. And go punch a dog in the face. Really upset that my splits aren't working. Okay, so I'm going to hit the end for the punch dog in the face quest. I don't know why my splits are like so far behind, like the input makes me want this auto splitter even more. Alright, so we beat up this guy for a bit and he's like, I didn't feel anything. Here, take my shirt. Alright, so here is one thing where we want to actually have a good melee weapon. So when we go visit Wolfen, we're going to put our melee stuff back on. And so this is the trap. Okay, and we're going to come back here. We're going to do the same thing. We are going to still drop the Celestial right off the bat. We didn't get a nice level up there. That's fine. So we beat up Wolfen, and he calls in his buddies and tells them to, like, fight us or he'll kill them. And they're like, well, screw you. So they leave. And they have to fight one of these Wolfen clones. And, oh, it looks like we can maybe level up onto this. Yes! Oh my god, this is so good. Okay. And so he's stuck in the middle, and he's going to get Celestaled, and that's going to kill him. That was a freaking really good Wolfen fight, too. Bad, my splits aren't working. Okay, so those were some really, really, really solid fights. With the two of them dead, we get informed that there's a giant black hole in the middle of the ocean, and we're going to need to go deal with that. But first, let's talk to this guy. So General Bullseye wants us to do some more stuff. He wants Hotto to make him a weapon. Really, really good weapon. So we're going to go all the way up here and get a good weapon from Hotto. So in order to make this weapon, he wants us to make some stuff here. Or to beat up some monsters. I want to aggro those other things. We have to deal with them here. Okay. This blobby dude. And then at one point, the map fills with enemies. And Otto basically tells us to tell the general that he doesn't need a new weapon. He's good enough by himself. So that's what we do. And that's all nice. So next we are going to come over here and come to the Paisis, which is this guy, Jabark, who's been poisoning the water so that people decide to come to his Wooftopia. So he gave us some more of this water. Now, he hasn't told us that it's all poisoned yet. He gave us all of this water and to go refill this little drinking station that he has set up because he's such a nice guy. So we go over there, and as soon as we clear the monsters, this peasant comes up and hucks the barrel in the water. Says, don't trust that guy, he's full of shit. So we're gonna go across the way to another bucket, and this time there's actually people there drinking. And they drink for a bit, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh my god, Wooftopia! I need to go to the Wooftopia! And our other savior there got there too late. She's like, damn it, see what these weird chemicals did? So she asks us to meet her over at Bullet Heaven, and she's going to give us an antidote. So here we are here. And she tells us that inside is the antidote. So this is a place that is going to spawn a ton of bullets as time goes. But notably, whenever you pick up an item, it's going to despawn all the bullets. So we pick up the item here for the quest, and everything is gone. We pick up this chest, it resets them again. We kill this guy. It resets them again as it shows us this. We pick up this final chest. It resets them again. So really, it's like this could have been really neat, but the stuff restarted, which is a little janky. So I'm ahead on my splits here, which is fine. I'll have to come back and like correct everything later and like retime the later half of this thing. I'd rather be ahead than run the risk of missing a split. I'll just try to time the end as best as possible. Okay, so we put the antidote inside the water, and at this point, Jabark is realizing that all his brainwashed people are leaving. So we're gonna follow him as he goes to check on what's wrong, and he's gonna eventually sniff out that it was us. And he'll have a few things to say about that. Namely, he's gonna fight us. So again, he starts with this stupid horse whooper that makes it so we can't immediately attack him. Gives him some attacks, we beat him up. The girl who's been helping us comes out, they make up. And there's a funny little joke here where, as thanks for helping us, he offers some of his brainwash water. And it's played off as like a, oh you. I laughed. Alright. So now we're going to come over here and we're going to start the Hotto Doggo Legendary Hot Dog Quest. So, first things first, he wants us to go get a recipe for the legendary hot dog from this long-dead chef who's in the Howling Maze here. So I'm going to actually advance this split fast, because these things kind of go quite fast. We come in here, and the ghost of this long-dead chef basically tells us, like, hey, it's scary in here with all these monsters. Can you kill them so I can come out? So that's what we're going to do. And I'm going about this in somewhat of a calculated manner. I wish my splits would go. I've hit the split button twice now and it hasn't moved. Alright, so the chef comes out and gives us the recipe, but this peasant comes up named Caesar Salad. He shows up and takes the recipe and then buggers off. So that sucks. Bard hat is just rolling. Okay. So we head back to Hotto and let him know that we got the recipe, but it was stolen. And Hotto's like, who's that? Fear not, I will track him down. So we've tracked him over there, northeastwards. We're gonna go reclaim what was stolen. But first, we're going to go to the Terrifying Tomb, which is right here. And the Terrifying Tomb basically just has this. We got to lure guys into this laser. Very annoying. I'm going to try to get them to hit multiples. There we go. Kind of interesting that I threaded the needle there. Oh boy. Sorry, I'm distracted by my splits here. It's really annoying. Advance. Let's go. Okay, well, Terrifying Tomb is done, and now we're going to go confront Caesar Salad. And he has basically wrangled a bunch of Hotto's fangirls together and has told them that we are preventing them from getting to him. So we need to fight the horde of Hotto's fangirls. There they are. Rabid fangirls. So we're going to do what we do with every other AoE group of enemies. We're just going to put down a Grabber Rough and blow them up. So they all get into the middle, and one cactus. And there they go. He's like, what? How did you defeat the horde? And he pisses off. My splits are all messed up. We get the recipe back. We give it to Hotto, and now Hotto is going to send us to Gordon Ramsay to cook it. I'm not even joking. I'm going to take this opportunity. Just going to save right here. And we are going to go to this chef. You always go too far here. Follow the arrow. Okay, so on the way, we're going to hit a couple of these caves. So first things first is the Tombstone Cave. There's a secret over here. I'm going to hit this, see if I can get ahead of it. Shoot, 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 shoot. Okay. As you might expect, there's plenty. Shoot. There we go. There's a lot of lasers, so I'm trying to kind of preserve my shield a little bit. So for instances like this, I can just put it up YOLO and leave. So that's the Tombstone Cave. That didn't happen in time. Cool. Good. Yeah. Get the Barking Cave. Oh my god, that hurt. So this is another area we're way over leveled for. And we're actually going to save this for the return trip. A bit of mana so we can come up this way. Cool. And with our furry shield, we're going to be able to go right up the middle now instead of having to dodge it from the side. Only do one instead of a billion. I'm way ahead on my splits now. But oh crap. I forgot a secret. Good thing these bats don't follow us. At the quick warp split. This is all weird. Okay. Thankfully, we still have one of these. Okay. We're here. This is Gordon Ramsay. We give him the recipe. Makes the recipe. He says, hey, can you go kill all those dudes? This is really unfortunate. Alright, so we get his spatula. And he's going to make the legendary hot dog. And then Caesar is going to come out and eat it. I like how my splits are just kind of going at this point, however they want. So Caesar comes out and steals the hot dog. And he's going to eat it and become Super Caesar Salad. Yes, terrifying. So we need to fight him. But he's not super strong. He's just annoying because he has Force Woofer. So we just want to make sure that we kill him before he gets to put it up a second time. These splits are just like... I'm not even... As long as my splits are ahead, that's all I care about. I just want to be able to see where I'm going at this point. As long as it doesn't, like, end the run, I guess. I wonder if the auto splitter... Oh, I wonder if he's working on the auto splitter right now. And, like, updated something. It's just auto split advancing. That'd be really awkward. But after we finish the quest, we quit warp. And that's going to take us back over to here. And we're going to go to the Bat Cove. Oh my god, come on. Which is right beside Private Mewen. Oof. Big oof. So the Bat Cove, there's nothing we need to kill in there. We just need to basically run through everything. So, yeah, we got through with only aggroing one bat, which is nice. They're kind of friendly like that, where they're more off to the sides than anything. All right, so we got the Bat Cowl, the Bat armor, and the Bat Axe. Pretty bad axe. And we're just going to make sure we have enough shield to get all the way through. Alright, so now we're at Private Mewen. So this is our prisoner of war. His plan is to go tell the captain that he was slain, that we couldn't find him. He is dead. That split advanced really fast. I don't know if that was me or do something else. Whatever. Anyway, we tell the captain that Mewen is dead, and they're like, we need to retaliate. We must stink bomb them. But we go to the stink bombs. The stink bombs have been eaten by monsters. So they're like, oh no, the dogs are going to attack us now. Roll all the way across. And the dogs are actually planning to throw water bombs at them. So we're going to go sabotage those water bombs. There we go. War averted. And so now we've come to realize that the captain's like, you know what? I want to see dead Mewen with my own eyes. I am going over to the Dog Kingdom, and I want to make sure that he's dead or bring him back alive. So now, unfortunately, we're going to go across the way here to the landing zone, and that's where Mewen and his dog are going to show up. And unfortunately, now both the Dog General and the Cat General end up witnessing this, and they fight us. They're arguing over who gets to punish us. Ugh. Yeah, so the cat puts up a shield, so we just need to wait for that to go, and then we blow them up. And they say thanks, and then they depart. And isn't that great? Alright, so now it's time for the final boss. So for the dog, cat, one more time, we're going to go put on the Super Magic Helm. Oh my god. So this one here is all about just making sure we drop a Celestial and then don't die. Alias is actually weak to royal damage, which is what Celestial does. So that's basically it. GG. What? Oh no! It crashed. Okay. That sucks. We're gonna reopen this. Okay, I think I know what's going on. We're going to deactivate. I am almost positive that it was the auto splitter, like, overflowing. So we're gonna see if we can salvage this run. Where are we? Okay. So we've been tracking the debug mode here for the auto splitter, but I think what happened is because it's been tracking info for like such a big run that maybe it ran out of memory or something like that. We're gonna do this one more time. I don't know if that's in range. No. Okay, well that sucked. It's fine. We're still here. So storyline-wise, he asks us to join him. We say no. We beat him up once. He says, "You can't kill me." Our friends show up. The power of friendship summons the King's Blade. And then we kick his ass with the King's Blade. The strategy here is just kick his ass. Yeah, King's Blade just obliterates him. Okay. We lost like 4 minutes to that. That sucks. Hopefully my split works here. Once the screen goes white. If my splits are working, yeah, that's what it was. It was totally the auto splitter here. Okay. Everything's back to normal, sort of. I lost 4 minutes. Or something. But we're back. We have not lost this run. So we're going to come over here and have a staring contest. Yagami, I want you to do this with me. We're going to stare at this guy for 2 minutes without moving. Are you ready? Here. Get ready. Go. Stare at your screen. Do not blink. No blinking whatsoever. I want to see if you can hold your eyes open for this entire quest. We're having a staring contest with this cat, and I know that you are better than this one random cat. We just killed Alias and saved the world. We're not gonna be defeated by this one random cat who challenges us, the saviors of Felongard, to a staring contest. We cannot be bested. We are gods. There is nothing that will sway us from our path. And I don't want you, anyone watching right now, to blink. Because blinking now would be to forfeit everything that we've lived and died for. You know that debug crash? That would have been for nothing. So, here we are. And unfortunately, he calls in the special weapon, and he calls in Kit Kat. And our cat blinks at the sight of Kit Kat, and we lose. But I hope you won. Good job, you. Okay. So that was a staring contest. Fun little thingamadoodle. Hey, my splits work. This is so nice. Okay. We're saving time. So next we're going to come all the way over here. Pick up this key. Then we're going to go grab Cat Trap. You see my time? Yeah, so the idea was the log has a time you know, time code. So that is so we can keep track of the log. Okay, hold on. I need to not die here. Wow, I'm not using the right weapon. Ow, okay. So we've got this dragon here, who we're going to obliterate with this. And we're going to hope we level up here. Get out of here. Okay, so the cat died just as we finished that, so he should pop up, and then we'll pick all this up and level us up. Perfect. Okay, we can still do this. We can still do this. So we killed 3 dragons. Those are the hardest dragons in the game. We're going to get Dracoth's helmet and his armor, which are basically... This is the villain from the first game. More of like a sad, tragic villain. So we got all his stuff. Now we're going to go to the Puggy Maze. And the Puggy Maze is another one of those weird places where there's lots of stuff shooting around. And we want to try to limit our use of our little shield so we don't run out of mana. We also don't want to die. That's it. Okay. Dungeon complete. Puggy Maze done. Okay, so next is the Tomb of the Wolf, which is the super boss fight against, it's like a Wolfen refight. So we're coming here to refill our health and mana, and now we're gonna go fight him. And he is strong, so he will automatically aggro us. We basically want to come right here and then drop that down. And you can see how much health he has, because he doesn't even die from the initial fight. Now these guys are nothing. It just sucks that they drop down Celestial of their own. This is a level 150 fight. Alright. That's the Wolfen refight. That went a lot better. I think my PB was pretty shit here. We should be able to make up some of this time. So we get Wolfen's whole outfit, his hat, his weapon, his armor. Okay, and then we're going to start the secret contract, which is this guy. And we're going to go meet with General Bullseye. And he asks us to follow him. And we're going to be going, yeah, to the Paw Ace's cave. So here, we're actually need to get ahead of these and touch all these nodes while we're being chased by lasers. Now you'll notice my dog doesn't actually have any mana right now, so we're going to try to remedy that. Because we are going to need it in a moment. Hopefully we can stay ahead, but if we don't, we can use our shield. I'm actually going to use it now. Oh my god. Alright, that actually worked out perfectly. The cutscene kills the laser bolts coming at us. And we made it up scot-free. Good job. Alright, so break open this. Open that. Dungeon complete. And away we go. So now we're going to hand this into him. And the story about this is he basically hid a special weapon in that cave that he's now going to send to his adopted cat daughter in Felongard. And we're really just at the wrapping up phase of the game. We've got one more big boss fight in the Tomb of the Lion. And then it's pretty much home stretch from there. So talk to this peasant, who turns out to be his daughter. And she gives us this mace. And that's that. Okay, so Tomb of the Lion. Same kind of thing. We're going to Celestial the shit out of him. So here we go. Drop this down. Drop that. And he rolled away from it, which kind of sucks. Okay, cool. That could have been worse. I dropped the Ravaruf a little early because I was afraid of getting one shot. So it wore off and he basically rolled away. Any enemy that can roll, if you keep them in a Gravaruf, as soon as it wears off, it's like their roll was stacked, I guess. Or not stacked, like primed. Okay, so remember the Glitchy Town? Yeah, let's go back to Glitchy Town. So we're going to go back and we're going to find Marmee. I'm going to save here. Just because. She's like, Glitchy Glitch, go find Marmee. So we're going to come here. We're going to look for Marmee. And we're going to get the message that Marmee does not seem to be here. So we're going to go back. And this time the other twin is there. And she's like, what took you guys so long? We talked to her and she's like, hey, let's go find Marmee. And we're like, okay, we're going to the same freaking place to find Marmee. So we're going into these caves, and at this point there's nothing big left to fight, so on the cat we're actually going to put back on this helm, which gives us more attack, which makes it easier for us to just murder stuff. Because we don't need 3,000 damage flame purrs anymore. What we do need is a higher melee attack. So as you can see, Marmee here is a bit higher level than everything else, but still nothing that we can't obliterate. Oh. Alright. We're going to try to get everyone here on board, bring everyone together. Blow all this up. Oof. Okay. So that opens this final chest. Open it up, and dungeon complete. We're going to roll on through these spikes because we're cool like that. And at this point, our NPC realizes that she is truly, in fact, an NPC in a game, and that the game was designed for us. And she has an existential crisis, and the devs show up. Literally, the devs that we fought earlier shows up and basically goes, shh, it's okay. You're a glitch. Come with me, I'll take you home. And I don't know, he erases her. I want to assume that there's a little cutout of that cat somewhere in their office. But he says thanks, and that's the end of that quest. Alright, so now we're going to go to South Pot. And the very first ambush island in the game, we're going to come over here, grab ourselves this gold chest. And now we're going to start the final quest in the entire game. And it's not the it's not the actual final quest in the game, but it's the final one in this 100% run. It is the Battle for Hogwarts. Woo! So this is like one of the first quests you can do in the entire game. But we've saved it for last. And this is the first place we went and looted at the start of the game. But now we're coming back here with a vengeance. Because we still need to get the item, the kill all the enemies chest. And as you can see, we are just absolutely obliterating everything now. This is still a level 99 dungeon, but if you look, we are level 107. So even though this is like the highest stuff in the game goes, we are much higher than our level like 2 self when we came here the first time. I really like that this is how this ends, because it's a very nice like bringing it all together. My rabbits are just freaking the hell out right now. Okay, so we're gonna get this chest. And then we're gonna try to get into the Cursed Ruins without too much hassle. Damn it. Let me in. Alright, so the Cursed Ruins is our final ruins, and it is a very high level ruins area, so it's kind of unfortunate that I'm so low. I'm gonna try to build up my mana here. Okay. We get basically, there's like 5 waves to this. Alright, so we're gonna lure everyone together in the middle. And then we're gonna be efficient. Blow everything up. And that's gonna be the gist of how we're gonna do this. Mages we can just fight. Get some mana back. Oh, max mana. So we're gonna get everyone to come on over here. And then the same thing as before, we're just gonna come in and AoE everyone together, not have to worry about chasing everyone. Alright, so the final wave is 2 of these big guys. We've fought them before. They are high level though, so we just want to make sure we're not getting unnecessarily blown up by them. That magic spell that they're casting can one-shot us. And that's that. Don't even level up off of it. This will be a time save as well. Get the Bone Razor. Okay, so now we just finish off this quest and then we are done. Alright. So, in here we're going to relive the memories of Dumbledore and Voldemort. I'm sorry, Mumblepaw and Brindle something. And basically, the evil one was getting picked on for being a mage, and he decided he wanted to go back in time and get rid of magic so that no one had to be picked on. And he's trying to be consoled by Dumbledore here, but there's this one memory that we find that doesn't have anything in it. It's kind of weird. And then we flash forward after killing these enemies here to Voldemort here trying to do something, and Dumbledore basically trying to stop him, and Voldemort looks like he's getting accidentally trapped in time. He's like, I'm only trying to do what's best, and gets stuck in time. And then, lo and behold, we find him. There's little baby Voldemort. Now, we don't know he's Voldemort. We don't know he's evil yet. But now that we've come here, he's actually free. So that's cool. He's like, hey, I've lost my magic. Can you please help? And we're going to help him. Because 100% demands it. Also, RIP sub 330. We might have been able to have it if we didn't lose 4 minutes. Oh my god. Alright. So, he thanks us. We're gonna go talk to him now. We're literally just gonna do this quest line. So this was all about finding the invisibility for cloak. So he tells us where it is. It's in a cave, and the Emerald Bandits they had it in their possession. So there's the Emerald Bandits, and we're gonna talk to them, and they think we're the movers. So we're like, yes, we are the movers. Let us in. Like, okay, go inside. Sure. So we blow these up, and I learned last time not to underestimate the power of those spikes. I literally game overed in this dungeon. This is like an early level dungeon, and I game overed myself because I just YOLO'd through these spikes. Like, look how much damage that did. Like, that's like 3,000 damage. So we come over here. Here's the Emerald Bandits, and they're I don't know how they don't notice any of these enemies. But the only thing that they haven't moved left is this one box. And we're like, oh, well, then can we have that one box? And they're like, oh, you want this box? Well, then we might have a problem. And they kind of like form up around us, and then when we don't move, they're just like, oh, you're not leaving? Okay, you can have it. So we get the strange box, and getting the strange box opens up our skull chest. It looks like it wouldn't have been under 330 regardless, so I'm kind of happy that I'm not missing a sub 330 due to all of this. Alright, so we got back the strange box. We're going to go bring it to Voldemort over here. There he is. And he gets a little bit of his power back. Starting to remember things. And he gives us some loot. That's all fine. He's like, come visit me again if you want to know more. We got this chest that won't open. And he's going to help us open it by going into this Mage's Maze. Ooh, Mage's Maze. To get the Mjolnir Wand. Yes, the Elder Wand, but cats. So, there's this giant maze. And I hope you found the path through in that one quick pan, because it'll be on the test. But there's actually a cheeky little shortcut just for speedrunners. Probably not, but if it was put there for speedrunners, thank you, gentle bros. If you just follow the top right and then loop back around down here, we can go in this here. This guy literally can't hurt us. We're just gonna, as soon as the shield goes down, obliterate him. We can get teleported right to the Mjolnir Wand. And that's super cool. Alright, so his power is complete, and he's like, cool, come see me again. Alright, so he opens it up, and this is where he realizes that he is, he reveals that he is the bad guy. He tells us about the lost memory, and the lost memory was the fact that he decided that instead of erasing magic from the world, he was actually just going to erase everyone who was non-magical from the world. And that is why Dumbledore ended up trapping him in time with his own spell. So we're going to go and finish our Battle of Hogwarts here. And end this quest. So we get here in Dumbledore's teaching some apprentices. Voldemort shows up across the bridge. This is basically just like the movie. Summons some of his traitorous peoples to his side. And then we must go out and confront him. And now he thinks he's tricksy because he's going to put on the invisibility cloak so he can't see him. He's like, how do you fight an invisible enemy? And we just Like, that was the dog killing him. That wasn't even our main tank character. That was the dog. Anyway, so at the end of the day, we get the invisibility cloak and the Elder Wand, and that's super cool. And that's the end of that quest. So now we're gonna check 72 dungeons. What? No, 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 no. No, what did we miss? What? Something in Pot Cave? What? Oh, it's this, isn't it? Yep. Okay. I don't know if I can quit warp out of here, so I'm gonna go back normally. Okay, go to the end. Okay, 73, 67, go. Well, sub 340. All right, so this is the end. We go back and Kiri tells us she has to actually send us back to our original timeline, that we are going to lose our memories because of it. And yeah, so everyone says their goodbyes and we hug. And that is the end of the run. With about a 5-minute time loss, so still not sub 330. But that was an interesting diversion in the middle of it. And then we get this epilogue. So it was a success. The King's Blade was reforged. Yes, only one artifact remains now. Then the apocalypse shall be upon us. Cat Quest 3. Oof. Okay, so that's the end of the run. Thank you for watching. YouTube land, this is where the video is going to end. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitch, like here, drop me a comment. If you like Cat Quest, it's on Steam, it's on all the consoles. Super cheap, really fun, couch co-op, wicked game, and really good speed game.